The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Listen here, this is a fact of life. I be rapping like Nat Turner came back to life. Grab Donald Trump by the pussy, he ain't acting right. I never run from a conflict, I be glad to fight. It's a very cold world that we living in. Somebody please tell Elizabeth you're not an Indian. You just trying to con them people to get the benefit. Just another immigrant, stealing from the Indians. That's some punk ass shit and that's too lame. Now we finna step over to Andrew Yang. And you a sucker, you could never speak for black folks. Fake ass pandemic, trying to get the black vote. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You know your boy be high off sativa. Kamala wasn't popping, so we said bye, Felicia. She ain't had a right policy. We ain't trying to meet her. Y'all can take Biden too. Bye. We don't need him. We don't need Roland Martin or that coon Al Sharpton. Didn't need Cory Booker from the start, man. I don't fuck with police and no snitch. You know I'm coming with the heat when I spit it. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. If you ever go to court and this is your luck, try not to get fucked by Benjamin Crump. I know it's hard. You and I go it's hard. But who the fuck is Amy Cloak? Put her picture up on the bullseye and start throwing darts. People cut our organs out our bodies, that's a stolen heart. They can't save us from the flood like Noah's Ark. Black lives always matter, we finna go for ours. So then we savages, we don't need to pot the piss. Mike Bloomberg can suck dick with that stop and frisk. You ain't speaking for us, we don't know you. Bernie Sanders, and get your funky ass on too. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog balls confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or the Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced this evening. The air date of this episode is November 19th, 2024. Okay, our co-executive producer, Brother Shane Krumer, chose the topic tonight. A black man by the name of Brandon Durham called the police on a white woman home intruder and ended up losing his life at the hands of Officer Bookman, who shot him 5 times after responding to this apartment and killed him in front of his 15-year-old daughter. And this incident happened in Las Vegas, Nevada recently. So we will be discussing that. In addition to the dump, as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear, ladies and gentlemen, is that he is not backing down on getting his nominee, Matt Gaetz, as the Attorney General. The terrorist regime of Donald Duck Trump. We also have Elon Musk, who's supporting him, who's supposed to be appointed to a cabinet position as well, too. And Matt Gaetz, the one that he wants to make the Attorney General. Being part of the dump regime, the cost of living will soar on utilities, food, essentials to sustain life. And we'll also be discussing and welcoming comments on the dangers of artificial intelligence and Google cars. Yeah, Google cars that they have up in San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen, that drives by themselves. It doesn't have nobody in the driver's seat. Smart, real smart. And then also, too, the elimination of jobs, particularly in the black community, as this artificial intelligence grows. Okay, so we're going to welcome Che Krumer in from Denver. You with us, Brother Che?
And make sure y'all like and subscribe to Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook. Shabaka, I posted the article. If you want to pull the articles from Atlanta Black Star, if you want to read it aloud for the people so they get more idea of what just transpired in Las Vegas.
5 minutes stop feels like 30. You become fucking Smith real fast, you know. And I was a dick. Because you know, fuck you and fuck
516-4.
Okay, please shoot. Okay, yeah, please shoot me a link. To the star.
It's in the description, Shabaka.
Skinny ass Indian kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it here in the description right here.
Yeah, the link is in the
description. By the name of Brandon Durham.
The link is in the description, Shabaka.
Called the police on a white woman home intruder, and then okay, and then we got a caller here.
Lady Che.
Okay, out of 303. Okay, and they got their hand up. Okay, so we're going to allow them to speak. Okay, Lady Che, is that you?
It's me, Shabaka, and the link is in the description. What was it? What's his name? That motherfucker was shaking. Justin Stokes, she was kissing, and the motherfucker.
Lee Merritt.
Lee Merritt got his ass up on that case. And he didn't know much better. He was stuttering. I think that dude needed notes and a fucking 2 cards.
Yeah.
He was not an old boy's man. He did not know nothing. He had no answers. And he already making excuses.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And the sad part about it is that Mr. Bookman, I'm sorry, Mr. Durham, yeah, Mr. Durham called the police because he had a black man who requested help with a home invasion. A black man by the name of Brandon Durham called the police on a white woman home intruder and ended up losing his life at the hands of Officer Bookman, who shot him 5 times after responding to this apartment and killed him in front of his daughter. Okay, yeah, that is very, very sad indeed.
Shabaka, that's a sad state of affairs. Like, just go on mute or something because it's echoing. It's a sad state of affairs when you, as a brother, call the police because some fair-skinned, that's a lead resident, fair-skinned individual come up in your crib, threaten you and your family with a knife, and you got to hold that motherfucker back, and you call the police. You're in your underwear, and you get shot 5 times.
Yeah. See, so already, Lady Che, they setting a trend. So when this asshole by the name of Matt Gaetz becomes the United States Attorney General, we're really going to have some problems. This shit here is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. In charge. He like little girls, and even in Vegas, didn't like the consent like 16 or some shit. He flew this spot out.
Okay, I don't know about
child molester. He a nasty fool. He nasty with it. Like you're a grown ass man. You're over 30-something years old, and you're touching on 17-year-old girls. That is nasty. What the fuck are you doing with a little girl? Like, you can't find no woman your age. Like,
Lady Che,
right?
There's an old saying. Okay, if you can't catch no fish, you can always buy some. Okay, but going after underage girls, no, that's an act wrong within itself. These individuals are called pedophiles. You see what I'm saying? Just like what the rape and slave trading pedophiles did on the plantation to our young women.
What's so appealing about a motherfucker? Look, I'm 44, right? Let's say I wasn't with Jesse, right? Say I wasn't with Jesse. Okay, it's hypothetical, but that's not true. Let's say hypothetically, I wouldn't go with a man that's under like just as young as me. He's like 37. I would not go any younger than 37. Right? Like that's too young. Even at 44. Okay, that's a grip, right? 7 years. But my dad taught me 5 years is the max of your age range. 5 years above or 5 years below. You know what I mean? And after you're adult, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't look at no how old I get. I'm not gonna look at no younger man thinking he got all the experience in the world, knowing goddamn well I need to be with someone around my age range because I'm gonna have more like things in common. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, you like this and that. No, I'm gonna think he over there culture vulturing or some stupid shit. And he, you know, like no, he's too young for me, or he's too old for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You either too young or you too old. Yeah, no. Like there's gotta be an even ground. My pop said 5 years above, 5 years within your age range. So that dude's like 30-something motherfucking years old and he's flying a little girl up. Like what's the appeal with a grown man looking at a young little girl? Like
okay, well first place, Lady Che, let me explain something to you. See, men folk got daughters, they got sisters, you see what I'm saying? And men folk look down on these dudes even more so, okay, for 2 reasons. One is it's an act wrong within itself. The second reason is, you know, you got men that have daughters who wouldn't want some sick-ass pedophile like this messing with their daughter, and rightfully so. You see what I mean? So you got a sick-ass regime that's getting ready to come back to power. You see what I'm saying? And then for all you dumpsters out there who's in earshot of this, which we doubt is because they shadow banning us. And as we all know, Blog Talk is going off the air January the 25th of 2025. Okay. So expect a whole lot of jive in 2025. And it damn sure ain't going to be all the way live, is because what it is in 2025, They want to see all of us, black folk, that is, DEAD, 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 okay? So therefore, we're taking all calls, you know what I'm saying? You can come up here and say what you like, but we're keeping on our main topic first, as Brother Jay titled this episode, Las Vegas Intrusion. Go ahead, Lady Jay. Does anybody what now? Well, you see, this is why when you call the police, you don't know who or what that you are calling. You see what I'm saying? And I'm checking our chat room if it decides to work for hate mail. You see, so therefore we're the only ones in the chat room, okay? We did send an invitation to Joe Gibson and his bunch, because Sarge is over there. Okay, so he may or may not call in, or anybody else for that matter. Well, see, what's happening is, Lady Che, they are shadow banding us, okay, because they cannot take this heat. You see what I mean? And which is fine. No, say that again.
We are just. No, I'm calling out Sarge as a traitor. You over there with the tether, with the anchor baby. Goddamn Sarge, get your motherfucking ass over here.
Okay, well, like I said, he has an open invitation. Joe Gibson and the rest of his crew have an open invitation. But if they don't call in, it's fine. If they do call in, it's fine. It's because they can't take this heat. You see what I mean? It's because of the day of the Yassa Boss, the ass scratcher, the Uncle Tim Scotts, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. See, that bullshit is over with. You see what I mean? It is over with. You see? So what we got to do is that we got to get together, y'all, and brainstorm about how we're going to save our platform. And then on these last few weeks that we have, we are going to try to get a couple of high-profile individuals to come on over. You see? So therefore, if Joe Gibson or Sarge and them don't show up, it's just as well, is because we're going to stay on their helmet. They keep pushing this indoctrination of white supremacy, racist white supremacy, as Brother Jay says, and we're going to constantly stay on their helmet on it. You see? And so the simple fact is that we are not back. Joe
Gibson is an anchor baby.
Okay, well he's welcome. He's welcome to call in. You know what I'm saying, and what have you. And then when people don't call in, that tells me something else as well too. You see, and then
that's why she's deporting us.
Yeah.
Jesse said Justin's going to deport Joe Gibson.
Well, Brother Che, if you can go to a computer, man, and log into Blog Talk itself, you will see him up there, and then Chrome bomb on him in his chat room. You see, that'll get him over here. But like I said, is getting back to this home invasion of this man, who was shot in his own home, is because he had an intruder, okay, who happened to be a white woman, and he wound up losing his life at the hands of Officer Bookman, who shot him 5 times after responding to his apartment and killed him in front of his 15-year-old daughter. See, this is something very similar to Corinne Gaines years back with Corinne Gaines. Also, too, the same thing that happened with Breonna Taylor. You see, so it's kind of like that these individual law enforcement agencies are targeting certain individuals. They will fabricate a search warrant. Okay, they will half-ass research it. They'll go in there and make their hit.
Nathan Forster and Sonia Massey, too.
Okay, say that again, Lady Che.
Okay. Nathan Forte?
Yeah.
And Sonia Massey. Don't forget about Sonia Massey. Sonia Massey caught a hot point to her face. And she didn't do anything but fucking recognize the devil.
Yeah.
And she said that. She saw it. I saw it too. And I watched the video. I saw the shift in the white man. He fucking switched over to the devil right there. And Tammy's like, look, man, I don't know about any other race but ours that we could recognize the devil when we fucking see it. And I saw it. I was like, ooh, shit, she rebuked him. And as soon as she rebuked him, he fucking got scared of hot water. How the fuck you don't get scared of hot water? So you don't want to bathe. We're going to wash the shit out of you. Oh my God, bathing in the bed as well as hell. Yeah, man, like Jesus Christ, like y'all, you were scared of hot water, so you fucked her in the face, guys. You were going to hell for that.
No, they said that she had to testify. Her nephew or somebody in her family had to testify, so they killed her.
Wow.
That is a deeper conspiracy. Wow.
Some weeks prior, and
wow.
Supposed to testify, and they ended up coming to kill her.
You see what I'm saying, man? And like I saw the shift. I saw the video. I saw the shift with the fucking devil. The devil was right there with that man. I saw it in her face. She saw him too. And when she said that, she said he was a devil. And apparently, it really fucking engrossed the motherfucking our church. And I saw the devil too. I was like, oh shit. No shit, he's in the house. You know what I mean? Like real shit. And you, as a black man, you know when the devil shows up, the devil shows up. And nobody can say you're lying either, because you know.
I have no business in her house.
They came in the house for no motherfucking reason. And she, not to mention, dude, she was not really too helpful with that, of stopping that. She was on some, like, some little bit, a little crazy right there, just a little bit. But that's no reason to buck a motherfucker in the face, especially when they call you the devil and they're right. They was right.
And she gonna act like, I should turn my camera on.
No, and then the other motherfucker like, oh my God. Like this is my thing. When you go into somebody's house, you can't shoot at a cabinet, a wall, a foot. Why is it always gotta be a fucking kill shot? Why does it always gotta be the gun first? You couldn't go with a taser, throw something in a direction, nothing like. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's other ways. You ain't gotta kill nobody. Like, you ain't gotta kill nobody. You know what I mean? I can't watch the movie. I'm talking to Shabaka. So, I don't know. Yeah, no, real shit though. Shabaka, like they can't do there's no other way. Like you can't get your taser out and tase a motherfucker in the foot or something. You just gotta shoot him. You gotta kill him. You gotta, like even on this man right here, they gave him 5 hot boys, like 5 hot ones right there. Like just for calling for, and he's in his underoos. He's in his underoos protecting himself. You know, and it's how he's calling for help. You know what I mean? Calling for help. He's in his underoos trying to save his daughter and family. And he calls for motherfucking help. What are you supposed to be there for, officer? But to protect and serve instead of protect your motherfucking self from nothing and serve 5 hot boys. That's what they do. You gotta call it in. Go ahead.
30 last 4/1944. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dr. Muhammad calling from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Hey, how you doing, sister? Yeah, thank you for calling. And yeah, because we're talking about the brother who got killed here in Las Vegas. You know, and he was actually the victim of a home invasion by a white woman.
Yes, sir. Like I agree with. I just tuned in a couple of seconds ago, but I agree with what Sister is saying, and also it's just another the way they handle it. It's another excuse of black homicide. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the messenger said we don't integrate with them. Because integrating with them, working with them and not being separated from them is what causes stuff like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because every time we try to integrate with them and try to get along with them and try to be like, oh, it's okay, slavery was okay, then it's when stuff like this happens. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's the brother's fault. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, but we can't befriend them because this is how they act. Once we turn around, something like this happens to us because they're like Sister was saying, they're being the devil. They can't help it. The devil is one who is grafted from original, or any grafted life germ from original is devil. Well, we all know that they was grafted from us, but they were the bad part of us that was turning something worse in front of us, and we looking like, dang, was that inside of me? You know what I'm saying? But it's even worse. The creation was even worse when it came out of us. And so with the things that they do is so devilish, and the way it was done was so devilish. You know what I'm saying? That it's like, first of all, I can never say that I dated a white man because I know how they act and I know what they do to Black women.
Right.
Secondly, I'm not going to get caught up in no type of invasion and not have no type of revenge afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Because I can imagine what's going on in the brother's head today. I can imagine that. The thing is that white women are even sneakier than the white man. They love Black men and they hide it from Black women because they envy us because we're better than them, but they try to make it seem like they're better than us. But then they come out and they reveal who they are, which is a white devil who can't hide himself anymore, who's being revealed today in the last days of who the real devil is. They always said it was us. But the real devil is that white woman, I'm not going to say no names, and the white man.
And that's true. And then you did like this, it's all over the internet. Them fucking white ladies is over there like, are we supposed to stay together? No, bitch, no. You ain't with us. And we still fucking with you. And not never. And it looks like if we have to start from any period in time, let's just start from chattel slavery. You went there, you went there. You get down the stairs, you beat us, you got us, get us cover up our hair, cut off our hair. You fucking had us no, bitch, nah. We're with you. You're going to have to take these all day for the rest of it forever. Because they were like, well, you're supposed to stay together. And I saw this motherfucking clip on TikTok. They were like, we're supposed to stand together. We was in the fight together. What fight? No, you gonna miss us. We're done taping with y'all. We're done trying to be nice to all the other motherfucking buffer classes, buffer races. We're done kumbaya. We're done holding hands. Y'all ain't there. Y'all motherfuckers will throw us over the bridge. You still have me. And good right now too. I'm liking this 4B movement where these white bitches is done with men. I'm loving that shit. That means the sisters could go get their man back and maybe grab another one too. Go there, it's winter time. Go get your baby back, man, from these motherfucking white devils. Go ahead. This is good for us. This is good for us right now. Motherfucking Black men gonna fucking stop liking them. and Black women stop going over there with them. You know what I mean? Stop divesting with them. And shit is fucking. It's wrong. It's wrong. Stop it.
And first of all,
I like that.
Right, and then secondly, with the white woman, she ain't never since first of all, this is not even their country. And they got a lot of nerve talking about go back to your own country. You know, you go back to your own country. Your own country is your right. You came over to America, named it America first of all, was never called America. You came over to America, called the Native Americans and Indians, and you took over a country that was never your own by conquering and killing and shedding the blood. of a people that they didn't even know.
They're always
And
in
they
our
have
ears,
a lot
man.
of nerve acting
And
like
white
this
people
in the
is always
country.
in our ear.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. And
And like I said, the white brothers always in our ear. They don't know how to leave us alone. They steal everything from us. They don't know how to leave us alone. So now they're gonna learn how to leave us alone.
And then like with the
They're gonna learn.
slavery thing, it's still going on today. Because a white woman, like I said, she ain't never gonna change. She's always been the second-hand snake nature of the white man, and she hides behind his culture, but yet she's out front acting like she's dominating everybody. First of all, let me tell you something about the white woman. She'll act like she's your best friend in your face, and then she'll turn around and your money, take your man to jail because she really don't want him anyway. She's just mad because she got a little bit of money and trying to do hard, and it bothers her because she wants to be the one to be always seen in public, and she has a problem with black authority. She don't like nobody wants black doing nothing, and she's the Willie Lynch syndrome. The Willie Lynch syndrome was the only success that I can say, okay, yeah, I may have succeeded at something with the Willie Lynch syndrome because it affected all black people in slavery, and it still affected us all the way up until today. It's that color stripe. That starts hair skin.
Real quick before you on that same topic. And I say real quick, so you say, hold on, before you let the fellas in, real quick, let me just add this one point to the sister's comment. You know, they look how they treat when they try to breed with our men. Look how they treat our mixed children, right? They mix up our children, right? They don't teach you how to hair. They don't teach them the facts about being black in America. They don't teach them anything. They say they whitewash them and they make them intolerable to deal with and have a concept. You know, and they don't protect them from racism. When you have melanated children, you don't protect them from racism. And then you want to use them to be your token. You know what I mean? Use these children as your token piece and say, I have a black child. I have a child that's mixed. You're using them. That's all they do is take and use from the black people. That's all they ever do is take and use from American value. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ladies. Okay. I don't mean to cut your wisdom. Okay, I don't mean to cut your wisdom. We got an unknown caller here. They got their hands up, and their mic is unmuted. Is that you, Sarge?
Is there anything I can help you with, Shabaka?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. We got something right up along your alley, sir. We got a black man who was shot and killed by the Las Vegas Police Department a couple of days ago in his own house. And what had happened was he had a Karen up there who was the intruder. And then the police got called, got summoned to the property, and Mr. Durham, who called the police on the white woman intruder, ended up losing his life at the hands of Officer Bookman, who shot him 5 times after responding to this apartment and killed him in front of his 15-year-old daughter. Now, what's your take on that, Sarge? This is right up the alley.
Well, I made a cursory examination of the facts, and let me stress again, I use the word cursory, so don't hold me responsible for everything I'm going to say afterwards. It was cursory. I haven't had time to investigate it in depth yet. Okay? So now we got that out of the way. Apparently, the officer saw Mr. Durham struggling with this woman. She had a knife, and the officer made a conclusion that the woman was the victim and that the man was the offender, and shot him because he thought the victim. Again. Did you not hear what I just said? It's a cursory preliminary examination. I'm making preliminary conclusions. They are not final. They are not final.
Okay,
Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish? I just got started. Can I finish?
Go ahead.
All right, now, one more thing. Again, I believe that officer thought that the man was the offender, the woman was a victim, and so he shot her. Now, that is a preliminary conclusion. I'm going to wait till I get more facts to make a final one.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, I know some facts.
Oh, I can shut it down for him to get it out.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. I know some facts. Okay, just hold on, ladies.
Because he's in his underwear, protecting himself and holding a bitch back. And he gets shot 5 times. 5, 1 in the head and 4 while he's on the ground. That's ridiculous, Sarge.
That's overkill.
That's too much, man. And she didn't catch a bullet, not one bullet. Not one bullet.
It was a good shot. Apparently, it was a good shot.
Apparently, he's a good shot. Oh, God, Sarge.
And look, if his intention is to stop the offender, if that's what he believes, then you would hope he would hit his target. If he just might not have believed the right thing.
The target was the black man.
Okay, but Sarge.
The target should have been the white girl, but the target for him was the black man.
Okay, but Sarge, the man is in his own home. He's in his own home, Sarge. So here's a young white woman in there.
Look, I ain't saying the guy was right. I'm not saying the guy was right. Look, I am not saying he was correct. I'm not saying he was right. I am saying that hindsight is always 20/20. Hindsight is always 20/20. That's why I don't ever jump to conclusions to one side or another in these sort of cases until I can see what the evidence shows.
Okay, Sarge. All right, let's go with some facts. No, hold on. Hold on, ladies. I'm going to get Sarge on this one because I'm getting ready to spin Sarge in the corner. Okay, Sarge, I'm coming with the left hook. The man is in his own home. The white woman is an intruder, meaning that she forced her way into this man's place of residence, okay? The man's house is his castle, Sarge. Okay, so therefore he used by whatever means necessary to defend his border, to defend his castle, okay? So then the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officer gets the call, bomb rushes over there, an emergency situation, storms inside the house, okay, and sees the black man struggling with the white woman, and then he puts 5 bullets in the man who is the owner of the property, and the man is in his own house, and the white woman is the intruder, Sarge? Come on,
now,
Sarge.
Can I respond to that, please?
Please.
Can I respond? I will be brief. I don't need a lot of time to respond, so just let me respond. Remember, I did this job. I had a similar situation. I had a similar situation involving 2 black people. And I had to make a quick conclusion. Now, thank God I didn't kill anybody, but I could have, and neither of them was white. And my preliminary conclusion, had I fired, what has been wrong? Did you hear what I just said? Wait a minute, did you hear what I just said, Shabaka? The preliminary conclusion I made in a split second would have been the wrong one.
Okay.
So please don't get sanctimonious with me about his castle and all that shit. Because I agree with that from a distance. But when you don't make a split-second decision, you ain't got that luxury.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, though, Sarge. Okay, the man is in his own home, okay? Now,
see, you're going over things that you know from a distance. He didn't know that.
Okay, but Sarge, I pulled up the story yesterday. Me and Brother Che had pulled it up yesterday. Okay, the man is in his own home, Sarge. Okay.
Can everybody hear me?
Police, as you already know, cannot come up on private.
All right, can anybody hear me? I got dropped. I dropped my call.
Now, that does not necessarily mean that the resident...
You ever heard of exigent circumstances? That's not true.
Yeah, motherfucking Sarge, dude. Sarge don't even just take it up for the white man.
Exigent circumstances
I don't hear shit.
obviates the
Sarge,
need for a
Sarge
warrant,
Capey.
meaning
Sarge
someone's
Capey
life is
on.
in imminent
Full
danger,
throttle.
and the officer reasonably believes he must effect entry to prevent death or serious bodily harm. That is always the case in every jurisdiction in the United States.
What the hell are you talking about? This brother.
I'm giving you one of the exceptions to the need for a search warrant. Exigent circumstances. I'm responding to what Shabaka just asked me.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is, yes, you're right, man. Closet racist. His movie Black Guy is only black outside.
Right. Okay, unless he's making a felony arrest. And if he's making a felony arrest.
No, Shabaka.
No, you're wrong again. You got to have a warrant even if it's a felony. The only way you could go into a house without a warrant is with an exigent circumstance. Do you know what exigent means?
No, enlighten me, Sarge. I'm dumb.
Man.
Enlighten me.
Exigent means extraordinary, pressing, and immediate.
Right.
I see. Okay, so in other words, Sarge, a split-second decision has to be made, but I'm quite sure that when
peril to life.
Okay.
Or evidence being destroyed.
One more
thing. Or you're in hot pursuit. Wait a minute. Let me finish. Or you're in hot pursuit and you see the guy go into the house. Remember, you're in hot pursuit. You see him go into the house. You don't need a warrant to follow him into the house.
Okay, but Sarge, the circumstances. Okay, Sarge. The circumstances is that the man was already in his house. It was the white woman who was the intruder. So, which means, Sarge, is that she was the perpetrator. The door was open, man. Just because the door is open, don't mean that you can automatically go.
The officer can see what's going on in the apartment. For God's sake. Are you leaving your common sense behind?
No, Sarge. I just grew up in a city called Los Angeles, California, man.
All right, now that ain't got nothing to do with the circumstances that officer was seeing at the time.
It got everything to do with it.
None of that has anything to do with what he's allowed to make a judgment about.
What? He shot a man 5 times.
Struggling for a knife. That's all he knew.
If we leave it up to Sarge, we'll all be shot.
He didn't know what this woman was doing. He made a split-second decision to two people fight for a knife.
Okay, but
no, I'm not saying he was right. He may be wrong. He may be guilty of manslaughter. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'll be damned if I make a preliminary final judgment based upon what I know right now. And you shouldn't either.
Okay, but Sarge. Okay, hold on. Let me pull the story up here, Sarge. Let me see if I can work
I've read several stories, and they all seem to say the
same. And you got the facts wrong if you read all.
Hold on. Okay, hold on.
I got all the facts.
Hold on. Now this computer decides to work. Okay, hold on, Sarge. Okay, now this is yesterday. Okay. All righty. Las Vegas police shot, killed man in his home. Okay. Las Vegas community, Sarge. Okay, demands justice. Okay, and I'm pulling up all this other artificial AI shit. And then, of course, they want you to subscribe. Las Vegas community demands justice after police shooting of homeowner and district attorney weighs criminal charges. Okay, a fatal police shooting in Las Vegas, Sarge, has sparked calls for accountability. As a homeowner, Sarge, Brandon Durham was killed by Officer Alexander Bookman.
They come get us, we're dreading.
Durham, 43, was shot after calling 911 to report a home invasion. Okay, so therefore, he's the crime victim that made the call, Sarge, reporting a home invasion. His family and civil rights attorney, Lee Merritt, are urging the district attorney to charge the officer involved as per the news report. And we're not mentioning the news station because we're not giving out free advertising. According to another news station, at a press conference, Lee Merritt, the attorney Lee Merritt, called for immediate action against Officer Bookman, stating that the officer used force on a person who was clearly the resident and needed help.
Wait a minute, how is he clearly the resident? Was he personally acquainted with Mr. Durham? How would he know if he's the homeowner or not? Was he acquainted with him?
Homeowner. He called
Oh, man. Now,
you just made a statement. You said he was clearly the homeowner. How does he know that?
That was dumb in itself.
Okay, sorry.
We answered my question. How should the police officer know who the homeowner is?
Okay,
Well,
because
what?
the
When they
homeowner
call-
was the one that
Okay,
made
so
the
when they
911
How
call.
is he supposed to
Now,
know? He's going to be psychic.
When they call,
okay,
call the
yeah, he's supposed to be
police after my
psychic.
house,
If you got the
for
power
God's
of
sake.
authority to take
Okay,
somebody's
whatever.
life, you goddamn right you need to be
Okay,
psychic.
now I just
Now,
say whatever. You
oh
win.
my God.
You win.
Okay, hold it,
We're right.
Sarge.
We
Hold
know
it.
we got the psychic police officers
Oh
out here.
my
You
God.
win. You got me.
Sarge,
Sarge,
you're stupid as
Sarge.
hell.
No, we don't have psychic police officers.
Look,
That's
this
the bullshit
Sarge,
that I'm
why
telling
we
you.
supposed to question
Society
you?
is good.
We
One,
supposed to
the
question
power
you
structure
because
wants
how
you
you
to
know when you
believe
call
that
the law?
bullshit, Sarge.
I'm
Police
gonna call
guard,
for my
police
cardboard
guard,
box.
chosen for superior brawn and lack of intelligence. As per George Orwell
Sarge,
that he
you're
wrote in
stupid as hell, man.
1949 about a book
Stupid as
called
hell.
1984. Now hold on, Sarge.
Look,
Here's some
I got my
ammo for you, Sarge,
paperwork.
because that's
Next
all
thing
you
you
know
know,
here
we're
at
gonna have to
Shabaka'S
start
Blacc
showing our
Experience
slave.
Enhanced. We are the fairest show on where we listen to both sides of the story. It is also revealed that the homeowner,
And when
Brandon
you call the
Durham,
police
was
asking for help,
screwing
you're
his
gonna ask
broad.
them to move the
I
Elijah
knew that was happening.
okay, who allegedly wanted the police to kill
are you
her on the day of the invasion, according to an arrest report. In other words, this Bimbo is fucking crazy.
can't be making no more in the
And
goddamn
that
house.
job
We're gonna get shot.
is insanity.
Now we gotta be dressed all the goddamn time. I
All
ain't
these things may be true. We're talking. Look, have you seen the body cam video? Because I've seen the body cam video. What happened with
They
that
clothes
chicken?
everywhere. He wasn't naked
Okay,
and
Sarge,
fighting.
I'll wait till after we see the doctor's
Well, have you
version. This
seen
is why they
the body cam video? I'm
Yes,
looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now.
No,
Shabaka.
Okay, Sarge, okay.
nowhere.
What does
I
it
saw
tell
it.
you, Sarge? Enlighten us.
What you will see when you go there. The officer comes in, he's approaching the doorway. He's got his handguns up because you can hear a ruckus, a commotion, like people involved in a life and death struggle. So he's got his handgun out. He's got the pressure switch activated flashlight on his handgun activated because it's dark hallway. Opens the door and the door opens. And what you see, two people fighting overnight. That's what he sees immediately.
Just take a man at his word and go fucking rescue him.
Mr. Durham might have been the one who opened the door. He probably was.
Are you fucking kidding me? A white man and he in his underwear. You don't see a problem.
In his underwear.
White girl.
The woman is standing there and the woman is clothed.
She had a knife. She tried to steal
What does the officer reasonably believe?
Everybody dressed.
Okay, but Sarge, okay, see, this is why. Okay, well, Sarge, this is why that they are chosen for superior brawn and lack of intelligence. Now,
well, that may be true. That's why we need an investigation.
His ass would have told everybody to please get your hands up, hit the fucking wall. Okay, it happened to me about 12 times in my life. Okay,
now that's where you may be wrong.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Then he
Okay,
should have
now
went
you're
ahead.
talking some points. Now you're finally making things that are pertinent. Yeah,
Okay,
you could have
Sarge.
ordered him to do something before he pulled the trigger. Now you're talking things that are pertinent.
Okay, Sarge. Okay.
Yeah, for real, man.
Handcuff him, sit him down. Okay, what's going on here? Then, the gentleman, would say is that, hey, man, I'm screwing this broad. I'm tired of a raggedy ass, and I want her to leave my premises, which he
There you
has
go.
the legal
Now,
right.
see, on that basis, now you got the case. Now
Okay,
you're
hold on,
talking.
Sarge. Hold on, Sarge. Okay, which would be the process. Now, Sarge, the basic scenario. Okay, hold on.
She tried to rape him.
And he said, no,
Okay, now, Sarge.
I don't want you.
He said, no, can't
Get the
dwell.
hell out my house.
Get the hell out my house.
Right.
She's refused to
She
get out.
had a knife. She was trying to take the dick by shake force. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And in California, he could have killed her ass. But I don't know the laws of the great state of Nevada.
And this is the
You see what
law.
I'm saying?
All right.
Now,
You want to hear the video? You want to hear what the officer pulls the trigger? You want to hear it?
Yeah,
I got it right here. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, let's
You want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
You hear it? You make it.
I want to
You
hear
might
why
get a
he
better
shot
picture
a
of
black
what the
man.
officer saw and what he
And
may
why
have been
black
thinking.
people gotta
I'm
be
not
dressed
important to read his mind. I'm looking at the goddamn video. Remember, I was a firearms training instructor. This is what I did for a living. All right, so listen up and listen to what the officer said. Are you ready?
No, let's hear it.
Listen up.
Yeah, the best is Sarge part.
But not even 2 seconds after giving that command, the altercation came to an abrupt ending when Bookman shot Durham in the head and then continued to shoot 5 more times after he had already fallen to the ground.
Okay, so there you go. So you can
so
see
he
the door opened.
What is
The
that
door
proof?
opened. He gave a command. 2 seconds later, he opens up on the guy with his underwear on, fighting for the night for the woman.
Okay, what is it? He's in his house. He's in the comfort of his home.
The officer cannot know that. The officer cannot know that. That's not
We
pertinent.
fight better when we're naked. I
It
just
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the officer's response. Now, what mattered is what Shabaka said. Shabaka made an argument that does have merit. When Shabaka made the argument that rather than shoot immediately, he could have given a command and paused longer to see if the subjects would comply with
Why
his
did you use his
directive.
eyeballs to see the white people tonight?
Right.
Well, yeah, it is. And then you could do.
So on that basis, he may be guilty of wrongdoing. Listen to me. On that basis, he may be guilty of wrongdoing.
Dangerous. I have to kill him now.
Okay, Sarge, but the man is in his own home. A man's
See,
home
you
is
keep
his
going on
castle.
with things that the officer can't know.
Okay, well, Sarge, once again, this proves our point that we made all along.
Man. I'm
Police
tired of
guard,
being
police
dressed when I
guard,
follow
you're
laws.
chosen
I
for
don't follow laws.
superior brawn and lack of intelligence. To quote George Orwell in the book that he wrote in the year 1949 entitled 1984. Okay,
Well,
so
look,
therefore,
I had superior brawn and superior intelligence, and I didn't kill nobody in 23 years.
okay,
So there.
Sarge, okay.
And most of the police officers I knew who got in a situation like that didn't kill anybody either. The overwhelming majority of them did. Only 5 officers, and I trained dozens in my career, actually hundreds. Only 5 of them had to kill anybody in the line of duty.
Case
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good record, Sarge.
Yeah, that's right. And every one of them, by the way, every one of them was legally justified.
From
I'm
jail.
going to spare Becky from this black man Jingo, and I'm going to kill him instead. He's the one that called for Becky.
Right.
Right. That's just
Because
a
if
child
Becky was up there
all over again.
fucking with the brother, he probably fucked her good. Excuse my language, sister.
No, he
except
didn't.
you.
No, he
Okay.
didn't. He was
She couldn't
refusing.
stand it when he told her the party's over.
Yeah, that's all
It's time to go.
I do
And
not
you know what might have been wrong, Shabaka?
No,
Maybe
thank
the
you.
dispatcher did not give him enough information. Maybe he didn't ask for more information. Probably had he been gotten more information, he might have made a different decision.
Okay,
That happens
besides,
too, you know.
that's dereliction and incompetence on the part
I
of
was
the
not with it.
dispatcher.
I was not with
If
it.
it is so, don't make a conclusion that it is.
Police Department liable for that man's death, regardless
Okay, there
of
you
whatever
go.
breakdown that they had in their command structure, Sarge,
And what
whatever
happened?
breakdown they had in their communication structure.
I would have
But
saved
that
him.
man should not be dead because he's throwing out an intruder into his house. You see what I'm saying? Your home is your castle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
And
look,
this is the
I
Wild
agree
Wild
with
West,
you
Sarge.
that the man should not be dead. It is a tragedy. It's something that shouldn't have happened. But you know, life is shit and shit happens in life, and this is one of them.
I said, drop your hands. You had no weapon other than the Mandingo. And even then,
know what happened.
That's not a weapon. That's
just a white guy.
We know a man.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on. This is Wild Wild West. Okay, now.
Love.
White woman is dancing in distress because white America put her on a pedestal. Right? Okay. So he
put women up on a pedestal. Don't do that. I almost did the same thing. The woman had an axe.
Okay.
Okay, they were struggling over an axe. And I almost did the same thing this cop did.
Oh, man.
I almost pulled up the man, and the man was defending himself from the woman. And I almost lit him up, just like that cop did. Both of them were black.
Okay, sorry.
I started wondering.
Don't give me this shit.
I know.
You don't know what that officer was thinking until you ask him under oath.
Okay,
even then, you might not know.
Okay, because they're giving him time to get his life straight.
What do you expect? You want to lynch him? What do you want to take him out and lynch him? What do you want to take him out and lynch him?
Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
Your arms and daggers
with the Mandingo.
You see, Sarge.
With the Mandingo.
And
they shot you killed too.
When you see these officers just absolutely broke his cannot go up there except to be corrupted.
He called her people.
Probably, man, getting his ass whooped as a kid in school, man, getting his lunch money taken.
Oh, come on, man. He wasn't involved. He was a third party. He wasn't in any imminent peril. He was perceiving someone else might be.
But the black guy was in imminent danger.
No evidence.
He was in imminent danger.
What are you talking about? This broad broke into his lungs with a knife.
The officer is not in imminent danger.
Oh,
he perceived someone else might be, rightly or wrongly. That was his perception.
Okay, but he shot the man in the head. Why didn't he shoot him in the head? Why didn't he shoot him in the leg?
When you look, they teach you to shoot for the T-zone and range. You know what the T-zone is?
Oh my God! All I know is that man was unarmed. Unarmed in his jaws.
His jaws. And your nose down to the top of your lip.
God damn it, I'm telling you.
When you must stop the threat immediately because of the proximity between the offender and the perceived victim.
You gotta be dressed so when they come get us, you know, when they take us out the house, we gotta have clothes on.
You're trained to go for the T-zone in cases like that.
The T-zone is the dick.
They are trained to stop the threat, and that is the most likely way to do it when you must stop it immediately.
Poor black man in America.
That's what my training was in the police.
I'm gonna do a class virtual.
Broke into his house.
Look, I'm giving Plies virtual
hugs.
He
didn't know anything about that. That's not pertinent to what he's perceiving.
Plies virtual hug going out to all the niggas right now. Poor thing. Poor.
Here we go again. You guys keep acting like
you can't bring your drawers no way. You can't be naked. Not in your drawers. You can't have your bitch naked. In her drawers.
Brawn and
that
lack
like motherfuckers when they break in our house.
I'm just saying, you did not have to shoot that man in the head.
And then go call for a payphone and not be in the area when they come with
the police to his home because the police.
Moral story is handle the Karen or Kim doll with
again.
Okay.
He was going in the public hallway in the apartment building, and the door opened. Public access. You don't need a warrant to go in the hallway.
Hey, ask Sergeant.
Ask Sergeant. The door was open. They don't give you right to enter. You don't have no warrant. You don't have no
Sergeant.
You have no reason to have no
warning me. I know better than this. Now, let me tell you one more time. It was a building, public access, and a lawyer,
Can
anyone
black
can
people
walk
do
through.
citizen
You
arrests?
walk up the stairs.
Question
You got
mark.
a lawyer and a lawyer that is accessible
That
to
was
the
citizen
door in
arrested
the
if I
building.
wanted to go up.
Officer did not need a warrant to
Said
do
that
that.
charge was submitted.
Now he went up to the
Uh-huh.
apartment door, hearing a scuffle. Something's going on there. He pulls his handgun as he approaches the door. As he approaches the door, it opens, and he can see into the apartment. Now at this point, he don't need a warrant.
That's a goddamn lie.
That's a damn lie.
Stop lying. Stop making up shit.
Okay, sorry.
Stop making up shit. Stop making up shit. Oh, sorry to lie. Like a
I'll tell you what. If you think I'm wrong, tell me where I'm wrong legally.
Everywhere. The whole thing. The whole thing is wrong.
It's wrong legally because he's
Okay, what do you need a warrant when you got exigent circumstances of people fighting an apparent life and death struggle?
Okay.
When do you need a warrant for that?
Sarge, can black people do citizen arrests? Can we arrest them?
Sarge, can black people do citizen arrests? Yes or no?
You don't need no goddamn warrant.
All right. That solves it for me. I'm arrested every white motherfucker I see
and
down.
Mr. Brandon Durham, wound up dead. Now,
You've been
they're
arrested by the
gonna
dog.
get
There you go. At least now you're making arguments that are pertinent to the facts of the case as we know them now.
There we go.
That's a good argument,
Okay, Sarge. Okay. So therefore, you got these ambulance chasing lawyers who's gonna reach all over this case. Okay, I don't know Nevada law. The only law I know in Nevada, man, is that you got to be 21 years old to go into a casino. That's the only law that I know.
Stop moving. Stop resisting.
Of living here. But the fact of the matter is, Sarge, is that these police agencies, as you know, Sarge, evolved from slave
some snitches and be beating that ass.
Attitude that they have, Sarge, okay, is to go in there, and these are descendants of slaves, that's all we know. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, that this is a group psychology, Sarge. This is a runaway slave, its property is chattel, it has no goddamn civil rights.
That's how much you did when I arrested him. Why are you running to? Why are you running, you little white cracker? Get your
motherfucking goddamn opinion about it, Sarge. Now I yield. I'm all in.
I am so glad you expressed it as such, and you're welcome to it. And that is a fine narrative to make a generalized case. However, it is not good enough in this specific instance. Nor will it stand up as any evidence should any be introduced in this officer in a court of law if he's charged with a criminal offense.
Okay,
no,
and I'm
you
willing
just
to
said
bet.
will be allowed to be used again.
Back in the blue like a mug.
I got a $20 bill right here, man, sitting on his table. Okay, that I was considering going to go donate it to the casino cause, but I'm willing to bet you this same $20 that when it goes to these kangaroo courts out here in the back
let me just remove this black trash from the house.
In the United States, and they're gonna clear this back.
That's how far it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Advocated with them.
You might be right. I'm not gonna argue. You might be right about that.
Sarge, I know I'm right, man. It's because I've seen this bullshit all my life for the last 50 goddamn years.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. You got me there.
We got another.
You got me there. I think he will be fired. They'll probably fire him from his job. He'll probably get fired, and he'll be acquitted criminally.
And he will be rehired for a police job in Reno.
I don't know about that, but it ain't possible.
I do.
But I'm telling you right now, I think more likely than not, we'll throw him under the bus. They won't be able to find him guilty because of the circumstances involved.
Because his white
and he'll be acquitted criminal. That's probably what's going to happen. Mark that word. It's going to happen that way.
Sarge, to quote the words of Al Pacino once again in the film "And Justice for All," that son of a bitch deserves to go right straight to fucking jail.
Oh, come on.
Jail.
Okay, he either committed
$200 go straight to jail.
Jail.
Shabaka, the deal called in.
Only thing I'm willing to concede you on, the only thing I'm willing to concede on that is you may be right. I'll give you maybe a 20% chance of being right on that, and that's about
That's
it.
like a 20% chance.
Okay, 202, your mic is unmuted. Just press 1, or you can speak 202. Okay, the last 3, 822. Okay, besides, what this is that the American ethos, when it comes to the police, who
it's all white all the time,
a policy enforcer. The only rightful law enforcement agent who is elected by the people under the U.S. Constitution that you love so much that you can literally wipe your ass with, in my opinion, and I'm making that perfectly clear, is the sheriff. Is the sheriff.
Attorney Shabaka, I want you to point to me one article or amendment in the United States Constitution where the word sheriff is even mentioned. Point that out to me, and I will shut up forever. Where in the Constitution is the word sheriff mentioned?
It's not, Sarge.
All right, thank you. So stop it.
Okay, but
that is left to the authority of the state, because all enforcement authority within the state starts with the state legislature and the state constitution.
The state legislature and the state
constitution define the powers and duties of every sheriff and every county in the state. The sheriff start and end with the authority of the state to give them the jurisdictional authority.
Now let me ask you this here.
You can't live without
the Attorney General of any state, and even at the federal level, we're going to talk about the Attorney General at the federal level because we're going to talk about your favorite person, the dog, as in human shit. I don't want to make that perfectly clear.
And we approve of the message over here.
I am not.
Great boo-boo.
We approve of the message.
Now the Attorney General, Sarge,
right here.
What you're saying, okay, and you're holding a lot of merit here, Sarge. That's why we fucked with you, okay?
No, no,
okay. Now wait a minute. Should not the Attorney General, with all this reasonable doubt and police procedure being violated, and this man losing his
black
life
man got shot
inside of his home, the Attorney General of the great state of Nevada,
and the Becky didn't even get a bullet, not a scratch, not a fucking nothing.
Cover me overly much. I think it might be a good thing to have it adjudicated, put it to rest one way or the other. So I wouldn't object if they did. I don't think they probably should.
He probably did. He probably did, man. Let's ask. Let's find out.
Now, what they're going to do, what they should do, you might get that ambulance out here in
Come on, be honest now. How much did you donate to the dump?
So you're going to make another issue about me again.
Here's something. Speaking of Attorney General,
dealing with this guy, this poor bastard getting killed in Nevada.
Okay, hold on.
Look at him deflecting. Look at him deflecting. You know, he put like 2 racks on that shit. He's not playing.
As a human shit is going to point as the United States.
You're quiet. Who's quiet for the whole 5 minutes?
Man, they talk about Diddy real bad. But Matt Gaetz is up here chasing the little girls.
You make your best case, but I got to respond to you. Because I looked into it.
Yeah.
So you know I'm prepared.
Yeah.
You go ahead and make your best case for him being a pedophile and a child molester, and I'm going to respond to you.
Okay, well, based on this here, Sarge, okay, they need to investigate this dude real thoroughly, man, before they make this dude the Attorney General. Because the dump, as in human shit, it will not function as a president. What he will function as, Sarge, is a damn dictator. You know it. I know it. He knows it. The American people know it, and the people around the world know it. He is going in there to function as a dictator, not a president, okay? And then these scam elections, you see what I'm saying, where you had ballot boxes blown up and burned and all that old good shit. You see what I mean? And then Top Molly, who makes greens in a bathtub. And all my life seen being greens prepared. I never seen nobody in my family or friends or relatives' families, their mothers,
not a motherfucker
greens in the bathtub
in
to do
life.
what? You
She's not a colleague. She's a goddamn colonizer. She's not like us.
Right. Okay, brother Jay. Okay, so you get no argument from me on that.
All right, now.
Okay, so therefore,
it's with A minor.
Yeah, see, Sarge, you know, so Gates, man, is up there, whatever his fucking name is, Gates or whatever, is a damn child molester, okay? You don't even get accused of
don't be careful now. You're engaging in slander.
Oh my
God!
Slander.
Yeah, you just said he is a child. You just said he was accused of it. You said he is.
Then I recant my
slander.
statement,
So you might want to rephrase that. I'll give you. Rephrase it. Just please do. I'm imploring you to do so.
Okay, so Sarge, I'm going to recant my last statement and saying that he is accused of this. But
okay, good. Very good. That's true.
Sarge. Now, you know, goddamn well, Sarge, being men folk, okay, who have little sisters, little cousins, daughters themselves, a man is not even supposed to allow himself to be put in a position like that, Sarge. You see what I'm saying? Okay, he's not even supposed to be, because to be falsely accused of some shit like that is more wrong than the actual act of itself, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? Because as you know, Sarge, when you were sitting there, man, studying there in the great state of Illinois, where I was born, you know, and also too, they did do a story on your former governor, Blagojevich.
At
the RMC.
At the RMC.
Okay, and what happens, Sarge, is, you know, when guys get arrested and put in jail on charges like that, they got to put them in protective custody, okay? Because the first thing, as you know, Sarge, the thugs is going to say, well, damn, man, you hit with this charge? Well, hell, I got a daughter. I got a niece. You know what I'm saying? I got a little cousin. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to get his ass in the shower, have him picking up soap, and you know what happens from the rest of that right there. Then they're going to pass him around and prostitute him in jail, having him wearing pink panties and lipstick on and shaving his eyebrows.
And holding.
Tell me I'm lying, Sarge. Yeah, and tell me I'm lying, Sarge.
I'm not going to tell you you're lying, but I'm going to give you some facts about the world.
Let's hear it.
Now, first of all, the witness who said that Matt Gates had sex with this minor, that statement was made by her lawyer. Her lawyer told the press this, saying that the woman said it. There's no legal way to hold her accountable to the statement because the lawyer did not say she was under oath. She made that statement. So now there's another thing too that is very pertinent to this this charge. Gates was being extorted. There was an extortionist who said that he had sex with this minor, and unless his family gave him $26 million, he was going to reveal it to the world. Matt Gates immediately went to the FBI. He didn't hesitate. He immediately went to the FBI and told them of the extortion attempt. The FBI wired him. They set up a sting. The guy came in, made his demand. They got it all on tape. They busted in. They arrested the guy. He went to trial. He's been convicted. And now he's doing time. I think he's doing 5 or 7 years for attempted extortion. Okay? So now I would ask you this. If Matt Gates was in fact guilty of that, you know that the FBI is also going to look into the fact that he was accused of having sex with a minor and determine whether or not there's anything. According to them, they cleared him of any likelihood of actually having had sex with this young woman.
Okay.
Now, you can say that you don't believe it and you don't trust the FBI, because, by the way, I don't trust the FBI either.
I don't trust the FBI either.
I want to make that clear. Let me say it again. I don't trust the FBI. I'm simply saying.
Hold up. Did you stop trusting them after your boy? or have you always not trusted the FBI?
I've always gone, every bit of my trust or distrust is based upon the facts, the evidence, the circumstances, and the law. So you have to ask me in every specific case as to whether or not I agree with that or not.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. Was the FBI justified in eavesdropping and putting Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King under surveillance, Sarge, during the late 1960s?
Yes, they were justified in surveillance, yes.
Okay, why were they justified, Sarge?
Because they could prove associations with them that warranted them discovering whether or not they presented an imminent security threat to the United States. And by the way, when Trump declassifies all that stuff, you're going to see what that is.
Hold on. Okay, now, Sarge.
What
did you know?
Let me qualify that, though.
No. How is that justified?
Wait a minute, I can't qualify my statement? What do you mean? Why not?
Yes, let him qualify because I got something for him.
Let me qualify my statement now. I am predicating what I say on the basis.
Because of the fence.
Wait a minute, hold on. I am predicating my statement on the basis that a lawful warrant was obtained prior to the surveillance. If it wasn't, then no, it wasn't justified.
Okay, Sarge. Now, J. Edgar Hoover himself, who was a cross-dresser wearing women's clothes, okay, he had stated that the organization of Black people was a threat to the national security of the United States. Rather if it was Dr. King, rather if it was Malcolm X, rather if it was Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, rather if it was Ron Karenga and his bunch. You see what I'm saying? And that was a clear violation, Sarge, of the U.S. Constitution. Now, I got a question for you, Sarge.
No, it wasn't. If they got a lawfully issued search warrant, a surveillance warrant, it wasn't. No,
what could possibly be, Sarge, of them having a lawful surveillance when they was pretty much had based a 10-point program off the United States Constitution, Sarge?
Oh, stop it, please. That's not the reason why. It was his association. Let me give you this name. I'm not making this up. Okay, I'm giving you names. I'm not giving you no conjecture or no supposition. I'm giving you names. Stanley Levinson.
That's what.
He was a communist. He had connections to intelligence apparatus in Moscow. Okay?
This is the guy
remember,
Dr.
this is the height of the Cold War, and that's why they were surveilling King. Now, I'm not finished. Let me tell you everybody.
You talking about the Redskins?
Carl Braden, the field director of the Southern Conference Education Fund, which was a known communist front, and he was a communist, which counted Lee Harvey Oswald as a member, because that group was also involved with the Fair Play for Cuba Committee. They were also having ties with Moscow and communist intelligence agents. Bayard Rustin was a known communist. He was on the board of SCLC. Dr. King had association with the Highlander Folk School in Montego, Tennessee. Now, it was previously known as the Commonwealth College, until the House Committee on Un-American Activities identified it legitimately as a communist front. And that they were using it, religion, as a way to infiltrate the Black community by comparing New Testament texts to those of Karl Marx. King was hanging out with communists at the Highlander School, like Hunter Pitts Odell. He was another one. Martin Luther King's association with known communists, many of whom had direct contacts in Moscow, was well known by the intelligence communities at the time. And all that's going to come out.
And Martin Luther King knew they were communist, Sarge?
He knew it. He fired Jack Odell when it came out. And then publicity got too bad. He fired him from the SELC. But later on, when the ruckus died down, he hired him for another organization in the South. I forget which one it was. In the South. He knew these people were communists. He thought he could suck with them if his phone was long enough.
Are you talking about SNCC? SLL?
All of it. Yes.
LC?
Okay, now, Sarge.
No, you asked me why the FBI were surveilling King. I could give you a dozen reasons why they were, and they were justified in many of them, if not all.
Okay, now let me ask you this here. Why did they make secret recordings of Dr. King with other women sending them to his wife, Coretta?
You know, because they were dirty, low-down, no-good bastards, that's why. And they got that information because they were surveilling him. He was going to motels, doing all kinds of crazy shit with women, man.
Oh, my God.
Martin King was kind of a weird dude, man. He was a P. Diddy.
He was not no guy. That's slander right there, Sarge.
Ralph Abernathy wrote about it in his book.
Called And the Walls Come Tumbling Down was
That's
the name
right.
of the book.
That's
Okay,
right.
now, Sarge.
You think Ralph Abernathy just made it up?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Now, why is
that love a black woman,
when they were surveilling Malcolm X the same way, okay, they have made the statement that Malcolm is a saint compared to Dr. King. And Malcolm X was a convicted felon.
Malcolm X turned his back on his pimping activities, man. He wasn't doing that shit no more.
Yeah, I know that, Sergeant. That's why we have Sister Hatshepsut in there, who had told you, who gave you the business, you know what I'm saying? And Sister, your mic is unmuted. Feel free to comment.
Malcolm X was a straight-laced man. He didn't mess around with his wife. Malcolm X wasn't doing none of that shit.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And Malcolm X was a former pimp, numbers runner, ex-convict. You see what I'm saying? And then he did not have no type of arrest whatsoever once he got with Mr. Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. Okay, and then you also do know, Sarge, is that Malcolm X was
that's why he was so upset. Elijah was doing. Elijah Muhammad as an example of poverty for black men to follow. And then he finds out this about Elijah, he was totally disillusioned.
Okay, Sister Hatshepsut, do you have any comments on that? Man, your mic is unmuted.
Exposed the other night.
I think
Malcolm X
with Quincy Jones, Sarge.
Information about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, do not interrupt me, first of all, because I need to get this out and clear.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do, Sister, I'm going to mute Sarge's mic. Sarge is muted. Go ahead, Sister. The floor is all yours.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad was having sex with the secretaries and wasn't taking care of the children. So, Malcolm X at that time did believe it. Now, the point I want to make to you was that's not true. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was told by Master Fadal Muhammad that he would have to practice polygamy. Now they do it in Africa, and they don't have a problem condoning it in Africa. But when it's done here, there's a problem. Now so he practiced polygamy because Master Fadal Muhammad told him to, so that he could get bear children that would support him when he passed on or left the nation of Islam, not leave the nation of Islam, but left the earth. He needed children after him after he left. And that was the reason why he told him he had to practice polygamy. So he married those women and he loved those women. And if you ever hear him talking about them, he talks very respectful of each and every one of his wives. Now, y'all make it seem like he was just pimping. And that ticks me off every time you do that because he was practicing polygamy. Okay? Now, Malcolm X was given this information that the white man succeeded and starting division with Malcolm X and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And then later on, he was killed. But he never left the Nation of Islam. If you read his biography, he didn't leave. He was just sat down for a few days, not to speak because of what he said about something about the president in public. That wasn't.
Yeah, when the chickens came.
That wasn't.
Yeah, when the chickens came home to roost. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't like that. It started a lot of controversy and problem with the Nation of Islam, and then they came in, snuck in, and killed him over that. So, I want to get that clear. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad did
perfectly clear.
Malcolm X did nothing wrong. The only person who did something wrong was the white man and the woman who was involved in the division of the Nation of Islam between Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and black people at that time. You did the same thing with the Black Panthers. You did the same thing with everybody that was black back in the day. Because want a black messiah coming up and taking over, and that was the plan. Because if you read in the FBI files and the CIA files, their major thing that they were doing back in them days was killing and getting rid of anyone who represented a black messiah so they could live on forever, because it was scared to lose their lives to go to hell. Because everybody knows the white man and white woman dies, they go straight to hell. And they were scared to live their lives properly. Now with the brothers that died, that we were talking about in this case in Las Vegas, once again we got another black man that lost his life and was sent to paradise before time. It was not right how it was done. You can say whatever you want to, Sarge. You can say whatever you want to, brothers and sisters, or white man or woman, but it was not done right. It wasn't done the way that it should have done. He should have, if he was going to shoot him, he should have shot him in his leg to stop him from trying to kill the white woman.
Right.
He did not have to take him off the planet.
Right.
That could have been you. That could have been me. That could have been Shabaka. That could have been anybody. And we would have been sent to paradise overnight before our time. And it was not.
What's this?
Sarge, she rained all upside your dome.
He sure
again.
did. Shout out to
Okay,
Sister
please respond to what the sister was saying.
Do the bell.
Can't hear you, Sarge.
The bell.
Right there.
Earth calling Sarge. Earth calling Sarge.
Dinner's ready.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Whenever you respond to anybody in the Nation of Islam and you're on me, you best come correctly. You best come with the correct knowledge. Because a lot of times you talk about things, you mention things that are not true that you know nothing about. Recognize.
Earth calling Sarge. Earth calling Sarge. Oh, Sarge.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Sarge.
Amazon on mute. I always mute myself when anybody's going, just to make sure I don't try to interrupt or anything. But look, I know you're in your biased assessment. Everybody defeats me every time. They have a difference. That's okay. But you know doggone well that ain't true. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please.
Biased assessment.
All right. Okay. Shabaka. Okay. Shabaka. All right. Shabaka. Now let me withdraw that, Shabaka. You're just as clean as the driven snow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Let me go on and respond about Malcolm and his own investigation, which was not prompted by J. Edgar Hoover. It wasn't prompted by the CIA. He spoke to Wallace Muhammad personally. He spoke with the women making the accusation. The FBI didn't have nothing to do with it. He discovered it on his own and launched his own investigation. He confirmed these rumors, by the way. In fact, Elijah Muhammad confirmed these rumors. Now, you were talking about the teachings of the Nation of Islam. One thing that the Nation of Islam emphasized as someone who once was intending to become a member of the Nation of Islam is that it is imperative upon every nation member to obey the existing laws. There are laws against polygamy in the United States. So he's violating the very teachings that he's importuning every member of the nation to obey. No matter what his rationale is, you're supposed to obey the laws of the United States, and it's not a state in the union, except maybe Utah at the time, and even that wasn't full, that would allow polygamy. And even if it did allow polygamy, you would think if he was principled, he would acknowledge all of his wives. But no, he kept it a secret.
He did acknowledge all his wives. That's a lie.
Well, let me finish now. I didn't interrupt. Let me finish. Everything I'm saying is founded in principle and fact. And there was a bunch of TV interviews between 1954 and 65. And in these interviews, Malcolm X provided corroboration and confirmation of his dealings with Elijah himself of multiple counts of child rape, statutory rape. Again, violations of laws of the United States that Elijah Muhammad told the members of the Nation of Islam to always disobeyed.
Okay,
So he violated the teachings of the nation and fault.
Okay, Sarge. Okay,
Oh,
Sarge.
and another thing, let me address what she said about this guy getting shot.
Mhm.
All right? Again, I'm going to point out to you the incident I was involved in. I came across a similar situation with two people struggling over an axe when I got called to a domestic scene. And I was about to light up the man. I was going to light him up. The only reason I didn't light him up is because when I was about to pull the trigger, they turned, and the woman had her back to me. And they were still struggling. So at the time I holstered my gun, got in there, I knocked them both down and took the axe away. Now I was about to shoot that man. He was defending himself against the woman. The children in the house corroborated the fact that she went berserk and attacked her husband with the axe. I came within a scintilla of shooting the wrong person in my damn self.
Okay.
So look, and they were both black. Let me tell you it again. They were both black. And I almost killed the wrong person.
Well,
unless you know, in that man's mind at the time, you cannot know what he was thinking.
Okay, Sarge.
Okay, Sarge, that's different because you did not kill the person. You said you almost killed him, but you didn't.
Yeah, but it was only fate that kept me from killing him. She turned. They turned. And her back was to me, and if I pulled the trigger at that time, I would have shot her, and I'm thinking she's the victim. So I was wrong. Do you understand? My judgment, my split-second decision was wrong.
Okay, Sarge, you drink. Okay,
No.
Sarge, you smoke weed.
I don't drink, I don't smoke. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, do you
Good
smoke
shit.
weed?
Hell
Have you
no.
dropped
Not
any
only for a brief
acid?
period. In Vietnam, I smoked weed for a little while. I ain't smoking since I
Okay,
left
I
now.
understand why you did it in Vietnam.
He didn't inhale, y'all. He put a split welly
Now, I'm
on.
going to read you something here, Sarge. This here is from the autobiography of Malcolm X in the chapter Black Muslims. Malcolm said, for the white man to ask the black man if he hates him is just like the rapist asking the raped or the wolf asking the sheep, do you hate me? The white man is in no moral position to accuse anyone else of hate. Okay? Now, and on that, he's right. Now, I'm going to tell you something too, Sarge. Now, one of my favorite newscasters is dead, okay, and he interviewed everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the one and only, who was the guy's name? Oh, boy, man, you right. No, not Walter Cronkite, not Walter. Oh, Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace. That's who it is. Thank you, Brother Che. Now, Mike Wallace interviewed any and everybody, okay? It's because he came on the scene prominently in 1959, Sarge, when he made a show called The Hate That Hate Produced. And he had showed Malcolm X up there relating the teachings of Mr. Muhammad to the black community. And then, of course, you know, Sarge, and I'm sure Sister Hetzef, she will correct me if I'm wrong, is that what Mr. Muhammad did when he appointed his ministers, he would send them back into the black community, rather if it was New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland, Cleveland, Ohio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the South, back to the community where they had came up at. Okay, am I right about that? Sister Hetzef?
Yes, sir, you're on point.
Okay, all righty. Now, Mike Wallace had went up there and he had stated on this show the hate that hate produced. Okay, now, out of all the years of segregation, old frog face down there in Alabama where my ancestors slaved and were beaten, segregation yesterday, segregation today, segregation tomorrow. Okay, and then you had guys like Barry Goldwater, okay, that espoused the same type of crap. And also, too, Sarge, you know who else expounded this here, too? This is going to blow your mind. Then again, you might know. The one that got up there in 1968 and stated, I will not seek, nor will I accept the nomination of my
Johnson
to be president of the United States. Can't hear you, Sarge.
Yeah, one of the worst commander-in-chiefs in the history of the United States. Bloody idiot.
You will get no argument from me because that bastard had sent that letter to a loved one of mine in my family. Greetings after heretofore has been ordered to report the local transport number.
Who runs a war like that? Who in the fuck in their right mind runs a war like they ran Vietnam?
Hold on, no, Sarge. Now we're going to show you more hypocrisy of the white man as Sister was telling you.
No,
Ladybug Johnson's family had owned a great deal of stock in Bell helicopters, which are some of them pieces of shit that you hop in and out of, just like my loved ones who went off over there, that fell out the sky due to guys being loaded on acid, weed, or a combination of faulty work maintenance and all that old type of crap. I know
look, Shabaka, the UH-1 Iroquois helicopter was an excellent piece of equipment that enabled us to have air mobility, given the fact that we only had 50,000 troops who were actually struck in a country as long as South Vietnam was. I'm not talking about they had 500,000 troops.
Iroquois, is that one of the black Aboriginal nations songs?
Without the helicopter, there was no way they could have done that war. There's nothing wrong with the Iroquois.
Okay.
The problem was the concept of giving up the initiative to the enemy. You never willfully do that. That's what Lyndon Johnson did all the goddamn time.
Okay, Sarge. Now, when did Congress declare war on North Vietnam?
Most of the wars the United States was involved in were not declared wars.
They
didn't declare war, but they did give the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, which gave him the authority to wage. That's the way most of the wars the United States have fought have been conducted.
I thought it was from the
Well, it sounds like to me, Sarge.
I thought we declared war on Vietnam for the Gulf of Tonkin.
Okay, but Sarge.
I'm going to say it again. Most of the wars the United States has fought in its history were fought without a declaration of war from Congress. That includes the Barbary Pirates.
Okay,
they didn't declare war on the Barbary Pirates.
Okay, Sarge.
They sent the Marines over there. They sent the Navy. They sent Stephen Decatur and the Navy over there.
Okay, but Sarge.
So I'm just saying. I answered your question. They did not declare war on North Vietnam. But most of the wars the United States has fought were not fought with a declaration of war anyway. That's pretty much the pattern for the United States when it engages in war. Most countries, when they engage war, they don't declare war.
What was the Belfort Declaration then? In World War I.
Here's the thing about declaring war that I want you guys to understand. When you declare war, when you formally declare war, it sets into motion a set of legal and diplomatic parameters that do not exist unless you declare war. That's the purpose of a declaration of war, to make sure that those parameters are instituted. Now, they did not want to do that for whatever reason in the Vietnam War. They probably should have, but they didn't. That's the reason for declaring war, because you are putting the world on notice. You are in a state of war, that you are going to do certain protocols according to the Hague and Geneva Conventions will be observed, and also with regard to international diplomacy. That's the purpose of declaring war, putting the world on notice and your enemy, that certain conditions are going to be done according to international laws, accepted laws on waging warfare.
Okay. Now,
when you throw these words around, I wish you would look into it and understand what the implications are when you do things like declare war or when you don't.
Okay, Sarge. I'm going to tell you what it all sounds like to me. Excuse my expression. I call it bullshit.
They couldn't charge Jane Fonda with treason because they didn't declare war. That's why. If they declare war, they charge that bitch with treason.
Now, why has she got to be all that, Sarge?
She is. He's going to be a bitch. I want to outlive that motherfucker so I can piss on a grave.
Wow, Sarge. Wow, why such much hate, man? Hatred, Sarge. You know what I'm saying?
She is there sitting on a 57mm anti-aircraft gun in North Vietnam that's shooting down American pilots, the same pilots who saved my ass when I was in trouble. We called for air support. That's right. I didn't appreciate that shit. Now, she can be against the war. I ain't got no problem. Look, she got a right. She's an American. If she opposed the war in Vietnam, she got every right to protest it. But goddamn, to go give aid and comfort to the enemy, fuck you, Jane Fonda.
Okay, Sarge, I'm not mad at you. That's right there. Is that Senator Ted down here in the great state of Texas? Okay, he was pissed off with somebody about something. You know what I'm saying? He popped in on TV and told him to kiss his ass. Now, I appreciate that type of vibe. I appreciate a person expressing how he honestly feels. Okay, because with me being an old bastard right now, Sarge, and Brother Chad told me that I'm losing my friggin' mind. Isn't what it used to be. I appreciate somebody now being honest. You know what I'm saying? And saying how they honestly feel. You know what I mean? And then, Sarge, like that. Then that way, you know where they're coming from, and then you could put aside all the bullshit, man, and get to the real nitty gritty and peel back the onion to see where they're really coming from. Okay, now the stump, as in human shit. Okay, and I want to make that perfectly clear.
Make that perfectly clear. You did.
Yes, sir. He belongs in jail. But what you know good bastard did, man, is that he went on there, man, and bought his way out of it. He's gonna buy his way out of it. You see what I'm saying? It's because this is what he does. But you support this asshole, Sarge. And
I believe voted for him, and I'm so pleased. You have no idea how pleased I am with the way things going right now.
Okay, now why is that, Sarge?
Because he gonna like sheriff in town. He cut the squad through Washington D.C. All them corrupt goddamn bureaucrats who've been sitting there fat and happy under that low down, no good bastard Joe Biden and his fucking feeble-minded vice.
I was sleeping, Glitchy Joe.
Now, I'm happy as a pig and shit.
Okay, all righty, Sarge. Okay, more power to you. You have a right to feel that way, Sarge. Okay.
Well, you were.
Sarge, as you know, and I'm sure our sister have said she will agree with me, is that a pig is a filthy, nasty-ass scavenger animal.
That's one of the smartest animals on the planet, too.
They eat anything.
Animals on the planet. Okay, Sarge.
One of the smartest animals in the animal kingdom.
Okay, Sarge, let me ask you a question.
Sarge.
Okay, do you eat chitlin, Sarge? Do you eat hog guts?
I do. I
love me some shit.
The smartest animal on the planet, Sarge, is the panther. To quote the words of Dr. Hewitt Newton.
I thought it was
hold on. Give me a minute.
A dolphin will give a panther a run for its money. I guarantee you.
You always got something to say, Sarge. You always got something to say.
A dolphin will give any animal on the planet a run for his money except for man.
Yeah, dolphins are pretty smart.
Yeah.
Okay, Sarge, to quote the words of Dr. Huey P. Newton, okay, a panther is a defensive fighter. When aggressed upon, it would annihilate its enemy absolutely, completely, and unconditionally. This is why I call the panther. Okay, wait a minute.
The predators are not defensive.
Okay, wait a minute, Sarge. He's a defensive fighter, Sarge. Okay, a panther is not a predator.
Predators by their nature are offensive.
You owe me.
The leopard and the panther are first cousins because if you look at the panther's coat, you would see
another predator that's offensive. They ain't defensive either.
Who is that? The leopard, Sarge?
Yeah, every predator is by nature an offensive animal. They ambush or they attack their prey.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, then you're going to have to debate with the relatives of Dr. Huey Percy Newton.
I have to see
well, go ahead and quote him then. Never mind, I have to agree with him. Let me hear what he says.
Okay, the man was a PhD. He was a
graduate.
He didn't know much about the animal kingdom, apparently.
At Santa Cruz. Okay.
Y'all know that Colorado Ram got the Ram over here, and she's so handsome.
The dump, as in human shit, is not going to do nothing.
Kidnapped by white folks. We kidnapped by white folks and laid out.
A lot of people under the first step back because you missed
tapped his ass the other day.
A whole lot of black people, I might add. Let me say it again. A whole lot of black people.
Okay, now hold on, Sarge.
Thousands.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on.
Wait a minute, did you deny what I just said?
No, I don't, Sarge.
Good, I'm glad you didn't. Good, okay, go ahead.
Hold on, Sarge. Now, one thing that the dump did say is that when he pardoned Jack Johnson, and I had to agree with his statement. Now, I don't support the rich, crazy son bitch. Okay, I don't. Okay. He had stated that I'm pardoning Jack Johnson under the Mann Act, Sarge, and when we did the show on heavyweight championship boxing, we discussed that.
Yeah, we talked about that in length.
Yeah, and Donald Duck said, okay, you were done this, referring to Barack Hussein Obama. Now, President Obama, it goes up there, what was it, Brother Che? Was it Detroit or Chicago where he was doing all this finger wagging at black men, talking about y'all need to go out and vote for Kamala. You guys hate women because you're not voting for Kamala.
It was in the Obama
was the president when Eric Gardner was killed. He was also the president when Mike Brown was killed.
Oh my God! He was the president when
Tamir Rice
you know when Mario Woods was killed, when Rakia Boyd was
killed. Yes, thank you.
Oh my God! When Tamir Rice was killed, when Mike Brown was killed, when Trayvon Martin was killed, when Freddie Gray was killed, when Sandra Bland was killed.
Oh yeah, the list goes on and on, Sarge. It goes on and on and on, and with Sandra Bland and all that, and not once did he sit up there and tell the Attorney General, "Hey, Attorney General, come into my office." Okay, who was the Attorney General, man? Eric Holder, I believe. He said, "Hey, Attorney General, I'm ordering you."
He was a Taylor guy. Eric Holder,
United States Marshal Service, to go into these cities where these unarmed black people were murdered and had the U.S. Marshal go arrest the goddamn police chief, the fucking police captains, and the murdering bastards who went up there and killed
what authority is he supposed to do that and there's no investigation?
Oh my God.
He's the fucking
wait a minute, no, just tell me.
States.
Under what authority does the President of the United States get off, just order them to go arrest somebody with no investigation, no indictment? Was he a dictator?
Okay, no,
Was he a dictator?
No, Sarge. But what we have here is
and by the way, you're wrong, Shabaka.
No, I'm going to mute you, Sarge. I'm going to mute you. I'm muting you, Sarge. Don't hang up. I want to say this, and I'm very, very interested in what you have to say. Okay, these are unarmed black people being murdered, Sarge, and particularly a 12-year-old child by the name of Mr. Tamir Rice. Okay, the police, they went and shot him from the car. See, that's overkill. Okay, then just like what happened with Mr. Eric Gunn about those cigarettes, where he said, like George Floyd, that he can't breathe and they still put him in a chokehold, Sarge. That's murder. Oh, and by the way, Sarge, just like this bastard in New York who had killed this homeless man on a New York subway, putting him in a chokehold, saying that he was threatening people, and this dude didn't weigh no more than 120 pounds, wringing wet. Okay, Sarge, the floor is yours. I'm muting myself out, Sarge. Okay.
Okay. That was a very nice explanation, Shabaka. Now let me correct you, because the Department of Justice did in fact launch investigations into 3 of the cases you mentioned. Most importantly, Michael Brown. They launched a thorough investigation and gave a 56-page report into Michael Brown's killing by Officer Darren Wilson. And the report that they wrote sounded as though it could have been written by Officer Wilson's defense attorney. So they did conduct an investigation and completely exonerated his actions, saying they were totally legally and ethically justified. Next.
Okay, Sarge.
Next. Okay, see how quickly I answered and responded to what you said? You said they didn't do it. They did. And second of all, you can't, I don't care who gets shot. You just can't order the U.S. Marshal to go arrest somebody without an arrest warrant and an indictment. You got to have a federal grand jury come together, determine that there's been a crime committed, that it's probable cause to believe they did it. Then you got to issue an arrest warrant from a federal judge, and then you serve it. You know what I'm saying? The president
they're about to start issuing deportations.
Sarge.
Ain't your boy about to
Well,
start?
you disagree with me? Well, tell me where I'm wrong. That's all I want you to do.
Tell
Tell me
you
where I'm wrong.
You showing out deportations?
Okay, but Sarge, the President of the United States could order,
he has no authority to do that.
Order the Attorney General, okay, to investigate this stuff, and then, if necessary, go arrest this bastard on the federal charges, okay?
And they did it, and the investigation did not reveal probable cause to do so. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but Sarge, you know how these
they the
kangaroo courts
investigation
operate.
that you demanded.
Okay, but Sarge, you know how these kangaroo courts operate. Okay,
so
come
he's
on,
supposed to do it on his own authority then?
Yeah.
Listen to you. Now who's being lawless?
That ain't lawlessness, Sarge. The man was unarmed, Sarge.
Right. You know what you're trying to do? You're trying to act like you can pick up a turd by the clean end.
Superhuman strength.
It's still a turd. It's still a turd. He cannot make such things. That's being a dictator, the thing you accuse Donald Trump of being.
Okay, Sarge.
He said he
was
going to do it.
All right, now let's go to Mario Woods, Sarge.
He could be a dictator for a day, Sarge. He did say that.
Okay. Okay, now, Sarge,
he didn't say
let's go to the case of Mario Woods, okay, where Kamala was the Attorney General, where she was the District Attorney of San Francisco County at that time. Mario Woods only weighed 120 pounds, was ringing wet. They put 22 bullets in him, the San Francisco Police Department did. They said he had a knife. Now, if they would have went up there and hit him with a taser, I could see that. If they went up there and whooped his ass, I could see that. But 28 bullet charge, that is overkill. That's the same damn thing they did with Eula Love in Los Angeles, man. They put 32 bullets in her. Read the book, Chief, by that sick-ass bastard by the name of Daryl Gates, and may that son of a bitch rest in peace. He emptied both his gun charge, 9mm, one up, 15 down. Okay, so Gates says in his book, officers, well, how many rounds did you shoot? One said this amount, the other one said this amount. They pulled their guns, all the clips were empty, Sarge. And Gates called it rapid fire syndrome.
But Mighty Eagles not having it.
Rapid fire syndrome. So therefore, the son of a bitch is out there with a syndrome. He don't have no business being a goddamn police officer, let alone carrying a fucking gun. Now explain that one to me, Sarge. I'm ignorant.
I'll be more than happy to explain what I do based on the depth of my understanding.
Excuse my language, Sister Hatshepsut. I'm a little pissed off, Sister Hatshepsut. Excuse my language, ma'am. Okay, go ahead,
I'm more than happy. I am more than happy to attempt to answer that to the best of my ability based on my 15 years of experience as a SWAT team member and a police firearms instructor. Because we talk about the very syndrome that you just described. I have spoken to in training police officers in that very thing to prevent. Now, let me explain it to you. I don't know enough about the Mario Woods case to comment on it, so I shall not attempt to do so. I can attempt to comment on the rapid fire syndrome, and it was extant and revealed in the Amadou Diallo case. Remember that one in New York?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's a perfect. Remember, the New York City Police Department has the Firearms Training Unit, the FTU. It is an excellent repository of police shootings because they do such a thorough investigation of all the dynamics of police shootings. As a police firearms instructor in Illinois, I was regularly in contact with the Firearms Training Unit of New York for help in doing lesson plans and information on their vast database of police-involved shootings. They had, at the time, one of the most thorough databases and studies of the dynamic conditions of police gunfights anywhere in the world. And it was an excellent source of information. And the rapid fire syndrome was very much at play in the Amadou Diallo shooting.
Right.
Now, here's what happened in that case. Now, I'm explaining. Now, you're not going to believe any of this. You don't want to accept any of this, and that's fine. You don't have to. I'm simply going to explain to you what the investigation
Now, is this
revealed.
bullshit you getting ready to tell me?
Simply explain to us why they shoved the plunger up his ass, Sarge.
These facts or is this bullshit?
Why did they shove the plunger up his ass, Sarge?
Come on, Sarge. Go ahead and finish, Sarge.
I'm saying, here's what happened. Remember, they were looking for a particular subject who was involved in a series of rape and robberies in the very area that Amadou Diallo lived in. Now, Amadou Diallo was not the person they were looking for. But if you look at the sketches that were handed out before he was killed, he had a remarkable resemblance to the subject. Now, 3 of the undercover officers approached Mr. Diallo and asked him to put his hands up because they were going to do a stop and frisk on him because he fit the description of the suspect. As they approached him, he reached back into his pocket and pulled out his wallet. He didn't do what they told him to do, put his hands up. And the police officer who was there immediately started yelling. Remember, it's dim light. The light is very dim. He pulled out the wallet, and he, rightly or wrongly, listen to me now, don't second guess this until you finish, you hear it all, said gun, 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 and started stumbling backwards, and as he stumbled backwards, he discharged his firearm. It didn't hit Mr. Diallo, but the other officers on the scene who heard the word gun, 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 heard the gunshot, saw the officer fall, assumed he had been shot by Diallo. So they opened up on him. When they opened up on him, a lot of the bullets were hitting the steel mailboxes in the foyer, because you know how the mailboxes are in New York. With the,
like Chicago.
And the bullets were ricocheting off the concrete, and some of them were hitting the mailboxes inside. They were ricocheting back toward the officers, making it sound like they were being fired, because you had multiple officers shooting at once. So Mr. Diallo was just trying to show him his ID. The cop thought it was a gun. He panicked. He fell backwards. He discharged his gun. The other officer thinks he's been shot. They start shooting at Diallo. They're hearing their own ricochet coming back. And instead of shooting back, they think he's shooting. That's an example of what happened. And that's what the report is.
Let him finish, because I got something for him.
I'm almost finished.
Okay.
And so that is, like I said, that is one of the things I realize that you got to watch your background. You got to watch all the circumstances to prevent this kind of thing, because I did not want my officers to be involved in any shit like that.
Right. Okay, sorry. Are you done? Can I comment now, sir?
Yeah, I'm done now, but I'll give you a brief explanation of how that happened. And that's rapid fire syndrome. Confirmed that's what you call confirmation bias.
Okay. You know what I call that, dear Sarge? I call that a bunch of incompetent, overjealous, murdering bastards hiding behind badges. Okay?
Okay, you can do that. I don't have a problem with that.
Incompetent. They need to be going right straight to fucking jail, man, and murder in a second degree.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll give you incompetence. I'll give you that. I'll give you incompetence.
Okay, Brother Chet, can you elaborate on that, man? You have more education in law than I do, sir.
They literally shoved a plunger up his behind too, Sarge. You left that part out conveniently.
Oh yeah.
No, wait a minute. Maybe I got the wrong name here. I got the wrong. This guy was killed.
There was a guy
killed.
that got arrested in New York, and they took a plunger and they shoved it up the crack of his ass, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that didn't have anything to do with the shooting. That's the wrong name here. Those are the circumstances of the guy, the Ethiopian immigrant who got shot to death mistakenly by the NYPD.
Okay, now Sarge. Now here's what should happen. That man's family should receive those officers' pensions.
They got a lot of money from the NYPD, from the New York City. They got a lot of money in the settlement.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, I understand that, but that money comes from the taxpayers. It should not come from the taxpayers.
You gonna squeeze blood from a stone?
Sarge,
90
I would
seconds.
give a good goddamn if they got them bastards for everything they got and made them turn them into homeless.
Controlling the city, not some individual cop.
Nobody hang
These
up.
targets are with the city.
Have to take this shit, okay? And also, too, please don't nobody hang up. We're going off into overtime, okay? Please don't nobody hang up. Now, Sarge, this was a bunch of murdering bastards, a bunch of murdering ass cowards, okay? The man was reaching for his
60
ID.
seconds.
He was probably scared to death, just like that asshole Penny that murdered that man on the New York subway. That
Well, we're
son
going
of
to
a
talk about
bitch,
that
man.
one too then.
Oh, yeah,
We'll bring that
son
out. I
of a
got to go
bitch
to
is
that with
guilty.
you.
No,
Okay,
Sarge.
Daniel
The way
Penny
you lied.
he deserves to go right straight fucking
You
jail.
mean in your opinion, he's guilty?
No,
He's an innocent man right now.
Man.
Lied, Sarge. He's not gonna walk, Sarge.
Yeah, Alvin Bragg in Manhattan got him. What the fuck? Of course he is.
He got him like 3 weeks after the facts. The only
Alvin Bragg is the attorney, man. He's a
New
piece
York
of
was
shit.
protesting.
Daniel Penny should walk.
He's not gonna walk, Sarge.
Sarge, let me ask you a question. Suppose if that man that Daniel Penny murdered, who was hungry, who was dehydrated, suppose if that was a loved one of yours, how would you feel about that?
You mean if he was a look, I would have said, why the fuck didn't the authorities institutionalize my loved one instead of letting him run around threatening people because of the fear of their safety? That's what I would have said.
Sarge, I don't believe you. I'm going to tell you
Well,
what I
you
think
don't
you
know
would
me
have done.
then. You don't know
hold
me
on,
then.
Sarge. I'm going
If
to
you
tell you
don't
what I
believe
think
you,
you would have
would have
done.
said anything else. You clearly do not know me.
Sarge.
We don't believe you.
I'm going to tell you what I think. This is just my opinion, Sarge. I believe if that was your relative that son of a bitch murdered, that you would use any means necessary at your disposal, whether legal or illegal, with your knowledge, and you would hunt that son of a bitch down, and you would jump on his ass and kick him off the planet.
No, that is not true. Not in that instance, I wouldn't. Yes, I would grieve. I would grieve for my relative. You better believe that. I would be so sorry that he had to die. But I'm telling you this much. Given what I know of the circumstances of that case, I blame that entirely. I mean 1,000% on the goddamn city and state of New York.
You don't get no argument from me,
He should have been institutionalized.
Okay, Sarge, you don't get no arguments from me, man. Fuck the goddamn state of New York.
Daniel Penny.
Okay, Daniel Penny knew what he was doing, Sarge.
He did the right thing, too.
I know, Sarge.
What the hell he did? Bullshit, Sarge. No.
Sarge,
no,
he put that
Mike would have been the lead. Jordan
that man was a real
Yes, he did.
He was a trained killer, and he murdered that
right
man.
Not put Billy in the chokehold.
He did not die there in the subway. He died in the hospital. He was alive when he got to the hospital. Once again, he was a target.
He was turned up on mushrooms, Lucian, diamonds, whatever. That son of a bitch murdered that man, and he was a fucking coward because that man did not weigh no more than 130 pounds.
I do not agree. I don't agree.
That's your business. Yeah, no,
all right, you can look. Okay, I tell you what, a
let's
jury.
say you disagree agreeably,
A biased jury is going to decide, and they're probably going to find him guilty. So what? You think I accept that?
And I hope they throw his ass right there and Rikers Island in there with a bunch of black inmates too, so they can fuck him in his ass.
I don't accept corrupt verdicts.
Shit, that
I don't like corrupt verdicts based on demagoguery like that fucking fat Alvin bastard Bragg.
Yeah, okay, well, look at this orange bastard that you worship right there. What kind of morals does this son of a bitch have? He's gonna sit up there and pay $250,000 with a regular ass tramp like Stormy Daniels, who's probably got 1 million miles on her.
All right, let's go over what happened in the trial. You want to go over what went down in the trial?
Oh my God!
Okay, sorry.
You remember let's say the guy's name who died. His name was Jordan Neely. Okay.
His name was.
Can we say the guy's? Can we say his name? Can we say his name?
Jordan Neely. Say
may he rest in power, Sarge.
Well, let's say his name then, so we get all these people straightened out. I'll tell you, this case is every bit as funky as the case against Donald Trump. This case that Alvin Bragg is bringing to bear.
Civil and criminal. No.
Sarge. Like Malcolm X said.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you what one of the witnesses, a woman named Yvette Rosario, Yvette Rosario got on the stand. You know what Yvette Rosario said?
What did he say, Sarge?
No. I said what I said.
That was a lie.
I said what Yvette Rosario said under oath on the witness stand. You know what he said?
What did his lying ass say?
It was a lie.
Yvette, no, she said it. She was a woman.
What she said was a lie.
She was 17. She was a 17-year-old high school student when this incident occurred.
Right.
And this is what she said. She said she heard Jordan Neely threaten to kill other commuters, and when he killed somebody, he didn't give a fuck if he was going to jail or not.
Lies.
Sarge.
Well,
the man was emaciated.
She said, charge your ass with perjury, but I got news for you. There were dozens of other commuters who back up.
He wasn't talking about killing nobody. He was talking about he was hungry and he needed something to eat.
You what? How do you find? Will you have a seance with this motherfucker?
Yes, Sarge.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Sarge, have you ever been hungry?
Did you ever seance with him?
Okay, Sarge, let me ask you this. Have you ever went 3 days without eating in hot-ass humidity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I spent a little time in Southeast Asia in the infantry. Yeah, I did a couple days.
Okay, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, 100-degree heat. Yeah, I got an idea.
They gave you salt tablets, okay?
Now, salt and canteens of water.
Okay, now, Sarge, this man is in a humid climate. It's very warm. That's why when I go to Chicago, when the damn rain starts in the summertime, man, I can't stand it, okay? Because all the humidity comes out. So this is going to make you dehydrate much faster, okay? Now, the gentleman, as Brother Che had pointed out, he used to go on the subway because I've witnessed him do the same thing up there near the Fruitvale station where they murdered Oscar Grant on the BART trains, where the performers would come on there, they hungry, they would dance, sing a little bit, then they would ask for donations. And then, people willingly give them the donations. Okay. So, some Becky or some individual with blonde hair, blue eyes, the man is scaring me and this, that, and all that old bullshit like Carolyn Bryant's lying ass that got Emmett Till killed. So here comes Almighty Whitey to the rescue, got on my cape, former U.S. Marine, Uncle Sam, misguided child, and if you ask me, the Marine Corps is some of the most brain-dead motherfuckers that I ever came across. Okay? And then he puts him in a chokehold, Sarge. Now, here's what makes it murder one. This man was trained to kill, okay? So he had used deadly tactics on the end of when the situation did not warrant it. Now, the gentleman did not have a gun. He did not have a knife. He was emaciated, he was hungry, and he was probably saying a bunch of stupid things due to the conditions of him being hungry. So here comes this fool right here. Bam, 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 bam. Let me just go up here and kill this brother for the fuck of it. And then I'm going to hide behind that lily white folks were in danger, and that, Sarge, is the biggest bunch of bullshit of all the shit there is.
Remember, there was 2 tellers that was complicit in his murder as well because they held him down while he choked him out.
Well, now that's even worse. Had a couple of tethers, that came up there and then aided the fella killing this man. So I hope that dude, what's his name, Penny, that killed the brother.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I hope his ass is convicted. I hope they put him in a damn gang unit where all the inmates are black, and I hope they pass his round in the shower and have him wearing pink panties and have him shave his fucking eyebrows.
Shabaka, can I make a comment?
Yes, ma'am. And we apologize for the language, ma'am. But Sarge is Sarge, you know. I think Sarge comes on here just to get up under my skin, just to see me blow a gasket and have a damn stroke.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say several things that I wanted to relate to it since y'all have been talking.
Yes, ma'am.
Case with the brother.
Okay, sister, we can barely hear you. You sound like you're far away from the phone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, these phones, I'm telling you nowadays. But can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, clearly.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, it was now back with this case with the brother who was shot. Okay, because I was just going to say that it could have been me, it could have been you, and it could have been anybody else dying while black and dying to the fact and because they were black. Now, if it had been a white man, it wouldn't have rolled like that.
Exactly.
Secondly, when you look at the word police, okay, you got the word police that comes from the word in Espanol, Spanish, la policía.
With this policia thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Spanish is policia, Holmes.
Policia.
In the barrio,
what I was going to say was that the motto of the police, when they first came out, was supposed to be positive. Now, do you remember what they used to say when they first came out?
What's that?
Protect and serve is what they're supposed to be about.
Yeah, that's the same line they put aside on them lapdog cars. Yes, ma'am, you're correct. Please continue.
The point I'm trying to make is they ain't about no protect and serve today. They're about kill. Kill, and kill. The black man, the black woman, they even stated with their own mouth that their enemy was a black man and a black woman in the ghetto, in the black community. And so what they did was they went to Israel to learn a specific type of martial arts to teach them how to kill. Not protect and serve, but teach them how to kill. So if I call the cops today and I say that there's somebody in here trying to rape me, I can call them right now and say someone is in here trying to rape me. They'll come to my aid and then they'll shoot me first.
Right.
For one, discrimination against a black woman. 2, discrimination because I'm black. And 3, I got the triple whammy because I'm Muslim. They would give a rat's tail what the problem was. They would kill me first and they would blame me first. Now, I've been in those situations where they almost killed me. I said, get the heck up out of my face and get out of my house.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I just wanted to be clear on that. It was not right. I don't care what you say, Sarge. It was not right that the man had to lose his life. Because he's gone now and there's nothing we can do about it. And every time something like this happens, it brings tears to my eyes.
Right.
It's not right. I don't care what nobody says now. When I teach them, every time they say, try to make it seem like it's okay, I condone it. Now, secondly, back to what we're talking about with the messenger. Now, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan made an excellent point considering polygamy. Now, I'm going to tell you what we believe. Because in our protocol we have what the Muslims believe, what the Muslims want, and so on and so forth. Now, he said that polygamy was advised by Allah and allowed only for that time for the prophets and for the messengers. Because and then he said not necessarily for the Muslims, though, because the men were not ready for that. He stated that many times. And even the messenger stated that, and his wife said that when they were ministering in lectures. But with the white man's law, going back to what Sarge was saying, because you posed a question, they never allowed me to answer it. I'm patiently waiting for 2 hours, and now I'm getting this out. Let me say this. In 1950, this is for an example. In 1950, for example, the act of segregation was a law. I don't care what you say. White person's restroom or a white person's water fountain, they lost their law. Is that but they, in that case, weren't wrong for disobeying the white man's laws and white want to be civil laws. Now the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, going back to him, was not wrong for not following. He was not wrong for following a culture that was not just African, but that was his own, and following instructions given to him by Allah, God in person, in order to bear enough children. Not to disrespect the woman, but for the children's sake, to help him, and so on and so forth. Now, what the Holy Quran says about polygamy, the Holy Quran says it's allowed. The man is allowed up to 4 wives. The Muslim man, not the prophet. The Muslim man is allowed up to 4 wives. If he treats them equally. Now, if the woman chooses to divorce the man, she's allowed to divorce the man.
Okay.
That's also in the Quran. Now, now with the Holy Quran, that's part of our religion, to read the Holy Quran, right?
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
Laws against discrimination of one's religion is a sin. So if we choose to go against the laws of the white man in a country that used to be our own, that's not really the own of the white man, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it is proper. Now, we are taught to obey the laws of the land, you're right. But if it goes against our religion, it goes against our culture, and goes to what God taught Prophet Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what he's supposed to do with his life, that's when we're like, nah, we do what we want to do. And I don't care what you think. I don't care what nobody says. That's how we operate. Now, polygamy is not allowed for the Muslims. The polygamy, according to Mr. Farrakhan, he has not allowed it for the Muslims yet. But he has allowed it for the Prophet, okay, and the messengers. And it's understandable why. Now, I don't care what you say, but obviously somebody here hasn't done a proper reading when it comes to the Nation of Islam. The messenger didn't just go up in woman and leave them. That was a lie. I don't care what nobody says. If one of his wives said that was a lie. Maybe they wasn't getting along, but that was not true. I have the books in front of me. It's not true.
Okay.
So I just wanted to lay that out there and get that settled. And then, like, to end briefly, I wanted to say that Master Fard Muhammad gave us a book of lessons entitled The Supreme Wisdom. And I know this lesson book by heart, the entire book. Now, number 14, number 15, and number 16, it entitles 100% of people. Now, who is the 85% of people? They are the common black folk and the common white folk, the uncivilized people, poison animal eaters, slaves for mental death and power, people who do not know the living God or their origin in this world, and they worship that they know not what, who are easily led in the wrong direction, which some of y'all are, but hard to lead into the right direction. Now, number 15, who is at 10%? Okay, so now we're at 95. The rich, the slave makers of the poor, who teach the poor lies, to believe that the almighty, true, and living God is a spook and cannot be seen by the physical eye. Otherwise known as the bloodsuckers of the poor, that's the white folks. Just 100% the white folks. 16, who is the 5% in the poor part of the planet Earth? That's us. They are the poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachings of the 10% and are all wise and know who the living God is, and teach that the living God is the Son of Man, the supreme being, the black man of Asia, and teach freedom, justice, and equality, once again, to all the human family of the planet Earth, otherwise known as the civilized people. And then we also say also Muslim and Muslim sons. So I just wanted to put that out there because it's all relevant to what we're discussing. So thank you. So let me share.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you for your input. Okay, guys,
making our
what do
closing.
you have to say about that? And then, Brother Chuck, we're going to start our closing comments because we're
Yeah, I was
over
just about to
time.
say that we do have Sister Trish on the air. Sister Trish, would you like to say something before we close this out?
Okay.
Okay. I understand the argument made that the white man's law was in conflict with Islamic law and Islamic teachings. And according to the sister's argument, that the teachings of the nation and Elijah Muhammad took precedent. However, Elijah Muhammad made no such qualification when he told people to obey the laws of the United States. And even if she doesn't care, Malcolm X did care. In fact, his investigation revealed that the people of the Nation of Islam needed to be aware of what was going on. Elijah Muhammad was committing a grave sin against the very principles he was extolling those people to uphold. That's why he was perturbed about it, because he did in fact care. He thought it was a betrayal, not only of he himself as a faithful acolyte of the nation, but to the very people who Elijah Muhammad was supposed to inspire and uplift. So that's the reason he did it. Elijah Muhammad made no such qualifications with regard to obeying the laws of the United States and the laws of the state in which people resided in. I think he did it because it was his personal advantage to have this harem under his control, and at the same time be able to perhaps rationalize to himself that he was doing it as a faithful messenger of Allah. I think Malcolm X saw through that, and he decided not to accept it, which is why he broke with the Nation of Islam. And I agree with him.
Well, can we just say this? Because I don't want to be here for another hour. I'm going to have to agree to disagree. Thank you.
Okay.
That's fine. I got no problem with that. I see your principle on this, and you intend to stand in your square, and that's fine with me. I intend to stand on mine. I stand by what I say. I think that Malcolm was principled, and he could not abide such corruption while he had to be the spokesman for the nation.
Like I said, brother, I'm not going to keep going about it. I'm going to have to agree to disagree. Thank you.
That's fine.
Okay, Sister Hesep, too, and thank you for your dynamic input as always. We're going to start our closing comments. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go first. As we all do know, that Blog Talk is shutting down permanently in January of 2025. Okay, so over the years that we have done this here for the last 8 years, we appreciated all of our contributors, our well-wishers, our haters as well, too. We appreciated all that have called in over the years. Also, too, we appreciate the input of the one and only Mad Dr. D. May he rest in power. He had transitioned 2 years ago. So we are out there looking for another platform to take our Shabaka'S Blacc experience enhanced to. We will also be asking for financial support, to help us do this, to help us come back bigger and better, because we're going to try to bring it on platforms such as Spreaker, such as YouTube, and what have you. So we're going to ask people, to donate if they can. Also to call into Shabaka'S Blacc experience enhanced on our next few episodes, which would be Friday with Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase, and then of course for the remainder of time, every Tuesday night. And then I'm going to be calling, personal individuals who are familiar with us to see if we could bounce back with Frontline Black News as well too. And we're going to try to get it on Speaker and Spotify. Over the years, ladies and gentlemen, okay, we've appreciated all of our well-wishers. We appreciated our haters, even the assholes that called up and called me all kind of niggas, black son of a bitch, this, that, there, the other. You did express of how you honestly felt, and that's all that I asked for. Also, too, over the years hosting this program, I might have made some errors myself as well. And I'm not perfect, and this is what happens when you get old. You start forgetting a lot of stuff. And Brother Che reminds me, and he even told me, he said, Shabak, I think you're losing your memory because you already had said this here before. So we hope to be doing some videos on this. We want to turn this into a downright righteous production company. There's no disrespect to anybody other's platforms, but I see them that a lot of them are making money and getting exposure and what have you. So I'm going to be reaching out to some contacts as well too, where we could grow this thing so we can get at least 1 million followers before I transition. And then once I transition, then Brother Chase, you know, he will be running it. You know what I mean? And definitely check out Frontline Black News on Streamyard when you can. And over the years, we appreciate the input of all those who have called in and participated in our conversations. Okay, YouTube. Okay, YouTube and Facebook. Okay, sir, I stand corrected on that. And then our main contributor, our antagonist that you always hear on a regular basis, the one and only Sarge. Now, Sarge is Sarge. Sarge flies off at the handle at times, but however, Sarge is very well read. We may not agree with Sarge, but at least we do try to disagree.
Wait a minute, Shabaka. I didn't know I was an antagonist. I thought I was an interlocutor.
Just email us.
You think I'm an antagonist?
You got.
Okay, well, Sarge, you the one who always...
You hurt my feelings, man.
Wait a minute, Sarge. I'm trying to say, like, when we do the thesis, you come up with the anti-thesis. Now, is that the antagonist? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you talk about Hegelian dialectics now. You got thesis, you got an antithesis, and in that attempt, you're supposed to reconcile it by coming to a synthesis.
Oh, okay.
That's what Hegelian dialectics is all about.
Okay. Well, that's what I meant right there.
But we don't never come to no synthesis. We don't never come to no synthesis. Hell, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Okay, Sarge. Well, that's great too, Sarge. You know, we do try to find a nexus point between the two. Over the years, you know, that
occasionally we do. Let me take that back. Occasionally we do come to some sort of rapprochement. Occasionally, not that often, but every now and then, yeah, it comes up. You know, kind of like a eclipse of the sun.
Yeah, there you go, Sarge. Okay, all righty, okay. So therefore, Sarge, you know, you've been a contributor to this platform, you know, over the last few years, as Brother Che, also to his brother Jay Dizzle has been. Also to Sister Akshita, okay, who has been over the years. Also to Sister Badia out of Detroit, a great educator has been.
Sister Badia's on the line, Shabaka. We haven't heard from her all night. Are you still with us, Sister Badia?
If she's on there, if we can get her in, please let her comment.
Sister Badia. Okay, I guess she's just listening. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, sister. All right,
okay.
Sister Hapsetsu, did you already give your closing? All right, then I'll give the closing. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, Season 9, Episode 42 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, where we discussed the unaliving of another unarmed black man by the name of Brandon Durham at the hands of the race soldier known as Alexander Bookman. So we appreciate everybody that called in. I have lost count who called in. Okay, so we had Sarge calling, we had Sepson calling, we had Lady Che calling.
Yes, sir. I still have my closing. I was on mute for a while. My phone is acting up. I apologize.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
May I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You most certainly can.
What I was just gonna say was that we need to go by actual facts. And before we start making statements, we need to make sure we know what we're talking about. So you could really offend a person who really knows that subject and knows what you're talking about.
and you can offend them to the point to where they become sensitive to the fact that you're stating that it's not true, or to the statement that you're making that it's not true, not to the fact, but to the statement that you're making that it's not true. So before we judge and before we sit back and start talking, make sure we come with actual facts, please, because I get offended about my nation, you know, and we're taught to fight with those who fight with us, not necessarily always physically, you know, because we are trained in martial arts. But we debate with people who debate with us. We fight with those who fight with us, and we know how to come with intellect and intelligence. But don't argue with us and you don't have the correct facts. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to say, when we come to each other, come with actual facts and let me know where you got that from, because I'll tell you right off where I got my stuff from completely. And secondly, we need to learn to unite with each other. Be humble. Come with humility. You see what I'm saying? Come with humility and unite with each other and stop killing each other over mad. It's ridiculous. But thank you for everyone's points. I learned a lot tonight.
All right, sister, and thank you so very, very much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Sister, you're always welcome on this platform and any of our other platforms. So this is going to conclude season 9, episode 42 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced. Join us tomorrow or later on tonight for the RBA. Lady Tay might be up to do an RBA tonight. So make sure y'all look up the Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube. And we will be back on Friday for Grand Risings with Shabaka and the Chase at 8 a.m. Excuse me. 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. in the East. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Che and Nkrumah signing out from the Mile High Income and illegal migrant flooded city in a sundown town known as Aurora, Colorado. What you want to go out with, Shabaka? Ship ahoy.
And yeah, ship ahoy. And then also, too, I'm bidding everybody a good night from Sin City. Come on, 7-Eleven, clack, clack, clack. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Okay, so we appreciate everybody, as I said, over the years, you know, that have contributed to this platform. And we always try to disagree agreeably. So I'm out from Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay?
Peace.
Streamyard. Oh, that's just the deception. This is with the Nation of Islam, so you definitely have to join the Nation already. But appreciate y'all tapping in. Shout out to Matt 285. Twin in the building. Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Brother Kahari. Young brother. Everybody else that was just keeping out. All the other channels in the chat. Yeah, everybody else was still this is going to conclude season 9, episode 42 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced in conjunction with Frontline Black News. Join us later on tonight or tomorrow for the Revolutionary Agenda. And we'll see you on Friday for Grand Risings with Shabaka and the Chase. Now, like I said, former House 58 candidate on the ballot, got about 1,000 votes as a third-party candidate, signing up from the Mile High Income, legal migrant flooded city in the sundown town, known as Aurora, Colorado. Peace. Keep your head on the struggle back in New York, our war, continue to massive tangible for your vote. Peace.